All right. What's up, everybody? This is fuck. I fucked up. All right,
Do it
guys.
again,
What's
do it
up?
again. Don't worry about it. Take two, take
We're
two,
strike
take
two.
two.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host with the most from the third coast, and today we have a special guest here. He's my twin out there in LA. Um, I don't have nothing nice to say about this man.
Fuck,
This
fuck.
bastard here. No, I'm just joking. No, it's a good friend of mine, fellow podcast brother, fellow. What else are we, fellow? What else are we? What else are we doing, bro? I don't. What else?
I don't know, brothers in arms, fucking you're the guy you look up to, the guy who you kind of base your podcast about. What else? The guy that I got for some reason I got flack because you're calling you have a group call yourself the Houston Heavy Hitters, which is a copy of the LA Heavy Hitters, which
You're
is
not
cool,
getting
dog.
flack for that. You are not
Yeah, I
getting
am
flack for
actually
that.
did get flack for that, but it's cool.
Who?
You know what did they say that what's the old saying that mimicking is like another way of flattering. So I take it as a way of flattering that you are inspired by the movement that I caused a couple years back with the heavy hitters. It's cool.
Wasn't I a member of that? Wasn't I an OG member?
I don't know, bro. You know what? During the Palisade fires, the filings about the pattern of whether you were not a part of that group kind of got in flames.
In flames,
Yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, the heavy hitters headquarters was caught in the Palisade fire, so we don't know what happened.
Why was it up there? Why did you have headquarters up there?
I thought it would be cool to have something to say. Hey, where's headquarters? Palisades. Palisades. I thought that was a great play. I never expected it was gonna be on fire for like a week. No one expected it, bro. I mean, it's cool, not like people told you not to fucking buy a place there. But I got a good insurance payout, so I'm good.
Well, that's a good one. We have Jaime here from Ramley Alcoholics and everything. We got this motherfucker in the building.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for having me again, bro. I know, another reason why I'm here because I feel like I'm the uncrowned king of the Inside the North Side podcast. I feel like I was snubbed last year for guest of the year. I was snubbed as a guest, and you had all these other guests, great guests, never heard them. Great guests, great people, never heard them. Great people, but they don't mount up to the cult leader. The cult leader
Look, bro,
brings debonair,
it's
brings
because you're
machismo.
Guatemalan and I can't have Guatemalans as the host of the guest of the year.
Guatemalans are great people,
I'm just joking.
great people, great food, great women. Love the women.
All right, now you're embellishing. Calm down.
Yeah, I don't know about great women. I'm married to a Mexican, so I don't even know. My wife's like, who the fuck is great Guatemalan women? I don't know. I don't know. It's a character I play. But no,
Tú
no, no.
sabes, tú
I
sabes.
know it's funny because I've been busting your balls, but like, yo, bitch, when are they gonna have me on? Because I'm hearing the show and I go, fuck, when I get on.
It's been a while, bro. I do not remember the last time I had you on. I
It's
was looking when I had my head down. I was looking. I was like, "Fuck!" I can't find the last time he was on this episode, on this podcast.
it's when you did it's when you used to do the music. We did two episodes with you. We did the regular Inside the North Side,
Oh
and then we did
shit!
the music one.
Oh fuck! Oh yeah, that was
The
the.
music one came out only on Patreon. Do you still do? And then the other one was but I mean, when you used to do, I'm sorry, and obviously, so we did two episodes. Because I remember we were in here for a good. I was in here in the studio with you via Zoom, obviously, because I'm not gonna fly to Houston because who flies to Houston? But yeah, so I did those two episodes with you. I forgot when. I should have looked it up too. I was actually thinking about it because I was like, I'm gonna go back and listen to it because I know me and you had a great fucking laugh on both episodes. Because we did back to back.
I'm gonna let you know now. People fly to Houston. People always fly to Houston. Houston is one of the best in the South, and
I don't know
people
about that.
fly to Houston all the time. It connects and everything.
Yeah, I
Um,
think you fly to Houston for a connecting flight, but I don't know about flying to stay there.
what do you think, RFK? I've been to Houston a couple times, and
You snorting coke, bro. I can't really trust that. I tried
fun.
doing the voice and I fucked up my voice by doing that one time. I
No,
can't.
you didn't, bro.
Yeah, I
No,
did.
you didn't.
I actually have a great impression of him, but I fucked up my voice box because of him. You're looking it up. Look, he's ladies and gentlemen. I know where this is audio because audio is king. He's looking it up. This is
I'm
kind of the
looking it up right now.
unprofessionalism. He can't even remember when the fuck I was on the show.
First of all,
I was like, I want to say it was right after the Heavy Hitters event.
okay,
I
so
want to say
I'm gonna clarify. I can't remember shit anymore, which is crazy. I think ever since I turned 32 and I ate some weird shit that one time, I
okay.
don't remember shit anymore.
Damn. I
Okay.
forgot. I know I was on it. You should have gone through your post because I remember you posted a poster. It was me and you. It said twins. I
fuck,
think if you
man.
look, I know, right? You know, and I should have looked it up too. I'm making fun of his unprofessionalism, and this kind of goes in some hand in hand with mine, you know. But I thought you would remember because I honestly expected you to have your game up, dude. I'm sad to say that you've lost the touch.
I've lost the touch. Pause.
You know what? It's cool to pause and unpause.
But it's not cool to forget. But
So I'm looking it up.
so
right
we don't, yeah. So the Patreon one doesn't really count because those don't count.
So what do you mean?
They really don't because it's not on the main server.
Oh, okay.
But
I
the last time I had you on had been it's been like I'm gonna say like 2-3 years. It's been like at least
I
two,
want to
3
say, yeah, I want to say it's close to 2 or 3 years I've been on your show. Jesus Christ, you serious? I can't even find it. Yeah, no, I think we're gonna spend the whole time scrolling on our phones looking for it. Do this.
That's the episode. Just like fuck, I can't find it.
Yeah, that's gonna be the name of this episode. Just scrolling through the episode that was lost.
The lost but not lost episode.
Yeah, it's there, ladies and gentlemen. Go look for it. It's there. How many eisisodes have you got already? You already
So,
what?
so
I
am.
300
This will be 198.
No fucking way.
198. Yeah.
I thought you're already in the 300s by now.
Fuck no,
I
dude.
thought that's what I'm saying. I thought, douche. That's what I'm saying. I thought you were.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Joe.
Because I always see you posting shit. So I'm like, oh, this motherfucker's like, damn, he's like fucking tossing episode after episode.
No, if I'm correct, the episodes that I have on Patreon, if I collided them with the main episodes, I would have like 250. But no, I'm about to hit 200 at the end of March, actually.
Well, at least you're not that redact that he'll count his Instagram lives and to podcasting and be like, I have almost 1,000 hours. I have almost 1,000 episodes out right now.
This is fun. Now we can actually talk about the world that you and I have been a part of. Ladies and gentlemen,
let's refresh everyone's memory for the lost listeners that are coming back. Be like, who the fuck is this guy? What's he talking about?
Refresh. Everybody that unfollowed me in LA, you guys are coming back to listen to this episode.
Oh, yeah, you believe me? What, you're gonna look at your algorithm like LA, Ontario, Long Beach.
It's gonna be like, hey, what the fucking all these people. But yes. So we're talking about Mega Man, aka Steven Martinez, aka other things that I don't know if we can call him on the podcast because we might get flagged. We might and the PC police might come and get us both, and maybe ICE might take us.
I've never used that word. You do. I say redact. I say redact for a reason.
I
say redact. He's redacted. But yeah, no, fuck. We've known each other. Fuck. Aside from this episode being 35 years ago, we've known each other.
I've known you for about 5 years.
No fucking way, really?
Yeah, because I think we started because I went to LA in 22. We had been talking since like 2020 or 2021.
Yeah, because I had you during COVID, so I say 2020. I had you on in my 2 Utes episodes, remember? So since 2020 we've been talking.
Wait, you had 2 Utes had been like in 21, bro.
It was it was the beginning of 2020, COVID.
Let's look at this shit,
Mike. Yeah, I have it. You know why I know?
Let's look at her.
No, you know why I know? Because I was going through my YouTube channel and yours popped up and Chris popped up and I forgot who else I had. I think when I had my sponsor with Tattered Beans, that interview popped up too. So that was around 2020 because I did everything through Zoom. Remember, that's when everyone was doing Zoom interviews, Instagram live interviews. And obviously I did everything through you, through Zoom. And that's when I had you on. It was me. I interviewed you. I think you were maybe my first or second guest on when I did 2 Utes. It wasn't called 2 Utes, but it was a 2 Utes like pre 2 Utes type of thing.
All right, we have information, ladies and gentlemen. It says 2022 May March 9th.
Okay, I was wrong.
So, but I've known you since I think I'm gonna say 2021.
Yeah, I want to say around that time. Yeah.
Yeah, because we had been talking and stuff like that, which I don't remember how this ever came to
Well,
be.
we came about because I think you found out about me because of Redact. It was just funny. Everything circles back to that Redact, and that's how a lot of people know about me and here in LA, and even outside. Because even I was impressed. Like, damn, this fool's from Houston. He knows about me. But yeah, we still no, because I started 2017, 18. So I think we've been talking since 19, but it wasn't officially. We didn't officially do each other's show until like 2022.
Yeah, because I think I had Steven on in 2020, and yeah, he was
So
like,
yeah, we were talking before then. I think we followed, but it was only around the time I started beefing with him. Well, he started to talk shit, and then he floated a lot of his
yeah,
listeners to
because
me.
because in 2020 I was gonna go out there to LA, and then shit happened, and then 21 came around, and that's when I was able to do that. Or was it? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because I had went
Probably.
back to LA again in 22 for
Mhm.
just the weekend. So yeah. Damn, I forget. Fucking AI. I forget shit.
Seriously. Don't be blaming the AI, bitch. What the fuck? Straight
AI
up.
is clouding my memory. I don't know
Seriously.
anything. But
But no,
yes, it's
that's how long we know each other then. Shit, okay.
been a while, dude.
Seriously,
It's been a while. I'm
been a
starting to look
while.
like you now. Fuck.
I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't know why
I
you
don't think
say.
it's a bad thing either.
Though you say like, oh, I'm starting to look like you. Like, I'm sorry that you want to be handsome and debonair like me. Fuck. Sorry, bro. Fuck. But yeah, we've known each other long. Yeah, so that's how we know each other, guys. We know each other through a Redact, and then we've like slowly like worked together. We did have that one time when we were supposed to do a collab live show, and then he was ousted because he refused to do a makeover.
Oh my god. Oh
It turned
fuck.
into a joke that then materialized into a live thing that I think you didn't like, and you were like,
I
"I'm
didn't.
leaving."
I
Yeah,
didn't
no, you
like it
did
at
it. You're
all.
like, "I'm leaving. Fuck this." I'm all,
Yeah, because Jose of Ranting with Ramos
that's the
and
rest of the
Gil
home.
of the Gilliam podcast, whatever the fuck it's called,
Mind buzz. I think it's mind
Mind
buzz.
Buzz, Buzz Mind, Love Buzz, whatever it's fucking called.
Buzzball.
While we were all in our little buzzball, shout out to Dallas. But we were in our little group chat. Jose was telling me off. He was like, "Yeah, come on, I'll give you a haircut." He was kind of giving me the Diddy treatment. I'm not gonna lie. Hey man, I'll get you some nice clothes. I'll cut your hair. I'll give you this. And I was like, "No, bro, no. I appreciate it, but no, thank you." But why not?
You ended up cutting your hair, so I mean, what was the problem? Then
Yeah.
and now?
Look, see, I mean,
But what's the problem then and now? He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong about cutting your hair.
yeah, but that was my choice. Like years later.
But he still cut it though. That's kind of the thing. You still did end up cutting
But
it.
this motherfucker wanted me to dress like fucking Morrissey. This is how he pictured he wanted me to dress like Morrissey, bro.
What's wrong with Morrissey, dude?
I'm clearly my body type is not meant for Morrissey clothes.
Ah, dude. I mean, you don't know that. You again, if you
Oh,
didn't try.
I know
Don't knock
that.
it till you
I
try
know
it.
that.
Ah, man, Jose. I'll give Jose credit. Jose knows how to like actually dress himself. For a big guy, he knows how to dress himself. And I say big guy, I'm not trying to be insulting. And I know he'll listen to this, but he
Yes,
knows
he
how to
does.
like. I know how he knows how to dress himself pretty good. Because no homo. I mean, I've seen him like, oh damn, that fool just really debonair. I was like, okay, fool does pretty good. I trust him. I trust him to be like. I think if I didn't have like, I'm not saying I have the best fashion sense, but I feel like I dress pretty good for my size. I think if I had any trouble, well, here's a perfect example. I would have suggested the former horse to Jose. And be like, can you make over him? Because the former horse dresses like he listens to yacht rock while he is doing kickstands at a fraternity that kicked him out 20 years ago.
Arizona State.
Exactly. So to me, I would have been like, can you help him? Because I tried to help my cousin when he was going through his thing, and we tried to change his style, and he refused to. And a part of it was because he's very insecure about his body. I wish I would have been cool with Jose like that, because I'm like, hey, can you help this guy? Because I think your way of like nurturing a bigger body into fitting into clothes that probably, like you say, I don't look like Morrissey or dress like Morrissey, and might have suited him. And instead of buying hookers, he would have been taking out girls on dates.
Well, I don't know, man. Bigger dudes, they kind of just go for a bigger shirt. I mean, but he's also a nerd. He goes
Oh,
to your cousin.
oh yeah.
The former horse. He
Twice
goes
removed.
to Universal, so he kind of dresses like
I'm telling you, this is like a fraternity frat party.
Actually, dudes,
It just
which I mean, that's not knocking him that he feels comfortable in that. If he likes wearing Super Mario t-shirts and having a big
nothing wrong with
chorizo right
that.
here on his cheek and
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong
nothing
with
wrong. If he feels comfortable, I mean that.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the
Obviously,
time, for me, I think I was just not fucking with it because I felt like I was being insulted, and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
I saw that. I mean, you've had that conversation on the side. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like it came off as an insult instead of kind of like, hey, man, like maybe like, would you be open to us doing this? Instead, it was kind of like they were pressuring you by bullying you into something you weren't, and that was kind of thing. I think if they would have gone in a different approach and said, hey, like you're down here, because to me, I took it as a skit. Like, wouldn't it be a crazy skit that you came in here and we just did this little mock over makeover on your ass, because at that time, you fucked with us a lot over here in LA. So it's like that's what, ladies and gentlemen, was the whole topic was called the LA makeover, because obviously, right here, Mr. Inside the North Side was very influenced by stuff that we were doing out here, and you joined because you rounded us all up together, and we said, hey, wouldn't it be a great joke and a skit leading to this live event? Because we were gonna do we did a live event, and we said we did the live event and we did a makeover on Mr. Ulysses. They don't say, hey, let's fucking do an LA makeover. Dress him. He already podcast like an LA guy. Let's finish the full transformation by making him into an LA makeover. And that was the whole thing. I took it as a skit. Like, we're gonna, build you up into this fucking LA podcaster and dress you like an LA podcaster. But it went south when one guy just made it into like, let's make fun of him, and then everyone else, those two,
Yeah, Gil.
buddies, kind of like, because I felt Jose was looking as was really sincere about like, no, no, I'll fucking do it.
Which he was. I mean, he was
Yeah,
telling me when I was out there too. But I think,
but I think it was what's his face that just took it to the extreme where it was like, come on,
yeah. But I mean, yeah. So I took it that way. But I mean,
you know.
years later, I ended up cutting my hair. I mean, I dress the same now. I'm just bigger.
No, I mean, but no, no, no. I mean it, but I get it. I ended up getting it like when I was like when you explained it to me, because I was in the outside reading everything, and I'm like, well, I mean, they're joking, but then like I told you off air when you asked about would I ever go back and do this stuff with that guy, I go, if this is the way he treats his homies and business partners, why would I want to fucking still deal with this guy on a personal level and a business level? I just rather walk away. And I think, and I didn't drop that part with you, but also the situation with you, that was kind of an indication for me to back the fuck out.
Also,
But
he made me look way darker in his podcast than I really am. So
yeah,
I took
yeah,
offensive to that. I
yeah,
know
that was
black. I know
awesome.
black. I Dominicano. I know black. I know black.
He did look Dominican for a minute. Yeah. I have for a while, and I'm like, is he Dominican? I'm not gonna ask him because I'm afraid that he might get insulted. There's some people
You
that get
want some
insulted.
yuca?
There you go. Hey, but this is your show, bro. You tell me where you want to go. Shit, and we're just shooting the shit right now, but you tell me where you want to go, brother.
Well, like I said, it's been a while since we've done an episode, and yeah, bro. How have you been? It has been a long time since we have talked. I mean, we talked, IG and whatever. Um, but no, man, let the people know what you've been what you've been up to lately.
Um, Podcasting, doing, obviously, like, I do Rambling Alcoholics now full time. Because I think the last time we talked, I had like at least 6, 7 shows lined up, and now I'm down to just one. And now I'm focusing more on my attention on Patreon, building content on Patreon, for the people. But just doing that, I mean, I'm a father now compared to the last conversation we had on the podcast. I'm a dad now, so I'm looking at things more differently. Like, I know we were talking about that off air of how I'm, the way I move nowadays. But just like I said, just podcasting, being a dad, being a husband, being a good friend to people. That's pretty
Yeah.
much what my life is at right now, compared to when we did the last podcast, which hopefully people find it and you'll see the big difference of the way my attitude was then to now. It's a complete 360. I still fuck around, but it's more of a dad thing now. That's kind of
He's
where I'm at right
he's a father, ladies and gentlemen, and
now.
he
Yeah, so,
moves differently. When he moves, they move just like that.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
you know what? I think I can find the last time we did an episode, which was on the podcast YouTube.
Yeah,
Um,
you did post on YouTube, you're right, huh?
yes. Let's. You know what?
Yeah,
Why am I even? So we're gonna look that up
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah. I want to say it was probably around 2020. Because when did I did the live show after COVID, right? It was
yes,
after COVID. So it had to been. If I did year 2022, it had to be 2023. But no, I do that. Like I said, I'm just doing that now. Like just like right now, perfect example. I mean, when we're trying to schedule this thing, it was like, hey, well, these are the only times I'm open right now because like my daughter, I got to be with my daughter because my wife works, and luckily today my wife didn't go to work, so I was able to be like, hey, let's knock it out.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the last time we talked, you had four hosts on your podcast. You were doing like five different podcasts. Now you're just down to Gare Bear, and I'm assuming Lou is back because I've seen
Oh, yeah,
his
so I have
his
two shows. I fucking forgot to do another show. So yeah, so originally I had with Geek and Geek Out, which we canceled that one maybe 2 years
ships.
ago. We had Ships the podcast, which was canceled last year.
You
I did the JMBA boxing podcast with my brother. That one was canceled last year. I did Two Youths. That one I canceled like 3 years ago, and that was it. And then Ramblings. I did four shows. So, ladies and gentlemen, I did four shows in 1 week, and that wasn't counting special appearances that I would do on people's podcasts at the same time.
he was doing cameos before cameos.
Yeah, I was doing that shit. So, but yeah, no. So now I'm down to Rambling again. And you just mentioned I do the show with Lou, which is but that one's a monthly, so I don't really count as a show because we do that once a month.
Is
That
that
one's
that's
called
the
Rambling Cinema.
yeah, the new podcast that you have out
Yeah,
that you're
Rambling
doing?
Cinema with me, Gary, Mr. Lou. Because Mr. So the last time I was on, I had Lou, Escalante, Gary, and myself. Now it's just me and Gary. Lou stepped away because people who listen to the show obviously come here, but for the new listeners, Mr. Lou's my cousin, and he did the show with me. But over the last 3 to 5 years, my aunt got really sick, and it was taking a toll on him because he's the older one, and it was starting to take a toll on him mentally a little bit. And he felt there was just moments in the show where you could kind of tell his mind wasn't there, and so there was like an incident, and obviously me and him talked, and he decided, you know what, I'm just gonna step away because I feel like I'm being detrimental to the show than actually improving it. So I'll step away, and then when if I want to come back, I'll let you know. It's been a year, no, 2 years actually now because with the when he did it, no, it's been a year actually. You're right. My mind. So it's been a year. He's been off the show, but he'll once in a while be like, "Hey, I'm in the mood to ramble," and I've always had that open door policy with the guys. Like, hey, you want to step away? Step away. I know there's a lot, to do. It's a lot to ask for me to do a weekly episode. I know people nowadays do bi-weekly, monthly. So I told him, hey, if you want to come back, come back. If not, it's cool. And then he hit me up randomly like a couple months ago and said, hey, I kind of want to resurrect Mr. Lou's music and movie reviews, but I want you and Gary to be with me on this. And I'm like, so what are we doing? Because I mean, we're gonna call him Mr. Lee. He goes, no, I kind of want something else three. And I'm like, okay, well, how about we just revamp the name? Give it an LA makeover to say, and let's call it
Shut the
Rambling
fuck up,
Cinema.
dude.
And we did Rambling Cinema. We did our last episode last month, which was we reviewed the film, the 1972 Francis Ford Coppola film, the Conversationist with Gene Hackman.
RPG mapping.
And then right now, the next in 2 weeks, we're gonna film our second episode, which is Champagne and Bullets. Which at first I was watching highlights of it. It seems like a very goofy movie, but it's Did you ever watch The Room?
with um with Homeboy.
James Franco?
No, not that one. The other, the original, the OG. I've never
Yeah, there
seen
we
the
go.
OG
Oh
movie.
yeah, with Tommy Wiseau. Yeah,
Yeah, was so yeah, never seen
yeah.
it.
Okay, so you know how people say how they don't get how that is a real good movie, but it's kind of those like it's so bad it becomes a good movie.
Yeah,
So from what I'm reading about Champagne and Bullets, that's the type of movie that is. It's so bad that it's so good, and it's become a cult classic. So that's our second movie we're filming next. No, next week. Is it next week? But basically, we're filming at the end of every month. So I think next week's the end of the month, right? So I think
yes.
yeah. So next week we're filming that episode with Lou and Gary. So Rambling Cinema episode 2, and that one's gonna be released the first week of March. So we're doing that, and like I said, we're doing Rambling now. More Patreon episodes. We got Ramble pregame. We got La Concha,
You're
and
doing
then
the lives on YouTube as well.
yeah, now we're
That's
doing
cool.
Ramble Hour. That one we brought back. That one, I was doing it on Rumble, but then I didn't care for it too much because it's such a headache to actually download shit to Rumble.
Mhm.
And I was like, nah, I'm good. And then Shout out to Marvelous. He's the one that told me you should get back on YouTube. You guys are fucking funny. And I'm like, no, but we get flagged for the music. He's like, well, as long as you don't fucking play too much of it and just know that when you guys hit a certain amount, they're gonna demonetize you anyway. So just you're not even at that level to where you're getting money off of YouTube. So fuck them. So I'm like, oh, you know what? You're right. Fuck it. And I remember that when Escalante was still on the show, and I told him, hey, you guys wanted to let's go back to YouTube. And they were kind of like, well, aren't we gonna get flagged? And I'm like, they're gonna do what to us? They don't pay us to do anything. We're just gonna go on there. And if we get sanctioned, what are they gonna sanction us on? We're not breaking any guidelines. We're talking over the music, and the guys are like, "Fuck it, we'll follow your lead," and that's what we revamped Ramble Hour, which is now a Friday night thing where we just sit down, shoot the shit for you guys for an hour. Last week we went over an hour. We did an hour and a half, but that's because we were reading hooker reviews. Just read hooker review.
Yeah. It's crazy. I just when you were saying that shit about Rumble, bro, it's so funny how much shit we've gone through podcasting in the past couple of years. We were doing Anchor, and then Anchor turned into this.
Yes.
And then, people were going to Rumble, then people were doing other stuff, and then now everything's just kind of like back in the circle, like, oh yeah, I'm on YouTube again. Like, oh, I'm uploading shit to Spotify. Like we went through like this whole weird ass fucking phase as podcasters uploading shit. Red Bean,
Yeah.
other stuff. I'm like, nobody does that anymore.
No, no. I was with Spreaker and I paid for that service. And then I remember Kickback, shout out to Kickback Podcast LA. Rest in peace, I haven't done an episode. He told me go to Anchor, which is not, but it got bought off by Spotify. I went to Anchor and not even like a couple months later, it got bought off by Spotify and it became Spotify. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? And then YouTube, like I said, we just kept getting flagged, and I just kept getting tired of getting those emails saying, "Oh, you played this song, you don't own the rights to," or your conversation, your topic was flagged because of this. And I was like fucking tired of having to either fight it or having to take it down or having to edit it. I was like, nah. And then shout out to King Mexico. He's the one that said go to Rumble. It's like they're really good. And like I said, Rumble is good. It's a good platform if you want to go there and talk your shit and not let the man come after you. But it's a bitch to set up. It's a bitch to download anything. And some of the numbers don't even seem that real to me. Because I was kind of like, I know we're good, but I don't think we're that fucking good. Because some of the numbers coming back were like better than what we're doing right now. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? The numbers
Yeah.
don't match the likes. Like some of the episodes were getting like 100, 200, 300 views. And I'm like, the fuck? I know we're funny, but really this funny for Rumble? But then the likes were like two.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
yeah, I don't know about
Maybe it was
that.
just some like, people were like, oh man, let's check out what these beaners are talking about. Let's see. Oh,
And that's
them beaners are kind of funny.
and then what I didn't like too is that you couldn't download the app. I remember having fans telling me, hey, how do I get Rumble? And I'm like, oh, just download the app. Well, I'm downloading the app, and it was a fucking shit show just to sign up to subscribe because they want to be like, well, I want to sign. I can listen to you guys, I can watch you guys, but I want to get on there and subscribe so I can help your numbers up. And I'm like, dude, and they told me it was a hassle to subscribe to it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to do that. So I'm like, fuck it. That's when I said I stopped doing the Rumble account. And like I said, shout out to Marvelous Inc. or Marvelous Minds. And because he's the one that gave me helped me with my tattoo that I have on my arm right here, on my daughter's name. And he's the one that was like, dude, I've been listening to your show. Like, how come you're not doing YouTube? And I go, I have a YouTube channel, but I only use it for boxing. And he's like, no, you guys need to get on there. You guys are fucking funny, dude. Get on there. Believe me. People are gonna start flocking over that, and people are gonna start noticing your shit. Go on there. And I go, no, but we get flagged. And he's like, what the fuck are they gonna do to you? Like I said earlier, like what are they gonna do to you? Demonetize you? You're not getting paid. Just get on there. You'll cross that bridge when you start getting money. Then that's when you're gonna have to start, working around, coloring, color within the lines, right? Not color outside the lines. Get the fan base in, and then when you get it, then you're gonna have to start figuring a way to color in between the lines. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, okay, okay. And I'm not gonna lie, it's helped ever since being on YouTube. It actually helped because I noticed more people listen to the podcast now because it's kind of like, okay, let me go. Like, you know what? The the audio is great, the video sometimes is good, but let me go and listen to the second half now. So I do notice an increase of listeners flocking the next day to be like, okay, the first half was great. Let me listen to the second half. So I have noticed that migration. So shout out to Marvelous Mind. He's the one that actually motivated me to get back on YouTube.
Oh yeah, shout out Marvelous. His name has been in a lot of people's mouths that I've heard.
Oh, dude, that's another guy. It's funny. Half of the people that I know on this side of the business, and to me, I call it the biz, but it's because of that redact. Like I met people because of him, and I've actually forged good friendships and business alliances because of him. So
Are
it's
we
just
actually saying something positive about,
I,
him
will
now?
give. I've said it. I said it on one of the heavy hitters episode. I'll give him credit because if I think I wouldn't. I don't think I would interact with some of the people that I interact with now if it wasn't for him.
True.
So I mean, it's the facts. Even
Yeah.
this last one too. I mean, I've met Flo, movies on weed. Shout out to those guys. I mean, I met them. I wouldn't have met them if it wasn't for this redact. You know, and me and Flo. I mean, I know Flo doesn't do podcasts as much anymore. I know he's out of off social media, but he hits me up. I hit him up now, like a homie. And same thing with Inside the North. I mean, Inside the movies on weed. Cool guy. Never met him. Gave me fucking edibles to do on the show, and it was the best episode ever.
Nice. Nice.
That was the first time I've ever done edibles since I was in 2005. No, not to lie. That was the first time I've done edibles in the show, but the first time I've done it in such a long time.
Oh shit, dude! Almost 20 years.
Yeah, Gary's never done edibles. Gary was just hilarious on that episode. Esqueleto always goes to sleep, and he was just uber sleepy now.
He's
It was
always
actually
sleeping.
yeah, but imagine with edibles, he was sleepier. He had like bursts of energy, and then like knocked out. Like he was just like he became one with the couch.
One with the floor. Did you have a picture of him? He was on the floor too.
That was oh my god, that was yeah, that was one of the best episodes ever because we were just having so much fun with him laying on the floor because he was just out. He was just out like a light. But yeah, no, my bad. I had the burp. Sorry. But yeah,
Cool. I've fucked up a lot on this podcast. Who cares if you burp?
it's cool.
What are they gonna do to us? Nothing.
No, I mean, stop listening.
Yeah, they're already tuned out anyways.
Yeah, they're already doing that. It's just us doing the shit now.
It's already
I'm
been
sorry.
30 minutes. They haven't done shit. But
I haven't done guest appearance in such a long time. I haven't cameoed.
I had to give up a
podcast.
left nut to get this dude back on the podcast. He was like, he was giving me his Alex Jones Trump impression, and he was like, "I won't do anything if I don't come on this podcast."
Yeah,
I need to get left nut.
I felt you snubbed me for winning guest of the year.
All right, bitch. I'll give it to you.
You snubbed me last year.
If this episode does well,
It will. It fucking will.
if it does well, if all these
It will.
people who stopped talking to me because of a certain incident come back and make this episode well above any other episode I've had this year, I will crown you. I will make a t-shirt with your face and my face on it, and I will wear it saying guest of the year.
Well, watch. This episode will be the highest episode for you. Bet.
We'll see about that. We'll see about it. This ain't Rumble, man. This ain't Rumble. They can't save us now.
This episode should be called "Make This Episode Great Again."
No,
I dare you. Fuck it. Why not?
Fuck it. Who cares? Who cares?
Make this episode great. Make this episode great again.
Yeah, I'll do it. But who fucking cares? I don't give really a shit about it anymore.
Here's my thing. Do you, like nowadays, like with this political landscape, do you kind of feel like you have to like watch what you say? Because I know on our show we're like, fuck it, we make fun of both the right and the left, but do you find it kind of hard, especially because you're guest oriented more podcast than I do, to like, I can't bring this up because I don't know what they're kind of into or not into, and obviously you don't want to mix politics into anything. Obviously, I mean, I was always raised that you don't bring up religion or politics to the table. So here especially for your podcast and your type of genre of having guests, do you find it sometimes hard to be like if you find your guest saying something, you're like, damn, I can actually make a conversation off of this?
No, actually, a lot of my guests have been okay with not bringing up politics because I've told them plenty of times, like, I really don't give a shit about it. I really don't. I really don't care for politics, especially with the political landscape or the political landmine, as you want to call it now. Like, I just choose to stay away from it. You can go back to all my episodes. I don't really talk about it other than maybe a handful of times with other redacts who I've had my fair share of. But But I kind of do have to be careful with some things because there are guests, and dare I say, even some friends who I have to be careful with and not say shit. Well, I don't. I'm okay with it, but it's kind of more so them,
Yeah.
you know. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. There are a couple episodes that I'm gonna have soon that I'm kind of worrying about because of the shit that's been going on. And a lot of people have been asking me, like, how come you haven't been saying this? How come you haven't been saying that? And I was like, you know what? Leave that for the 200th episode. Like,
Mm.
if you want to hear me say shit, I will talk about it. Um, but there are times where I kind of have to walk on eggshells to make sure. I mean, it's funny too because I'll say this: a couple of years ago, when I was doing the Patreon stuff, I had one of my buddies, where we did two episodes. We did the music one, and we did another one where he had said "Free Palestine," and I didn't do a
Yeah.
video, but my face was like, and then I edited it, cut it. You couldn't see the video because I didn't do video, and he was just like, he's like, "What?" I was like, "Nothing, nothing." It's like, I was like, "I'm surprised you brought that up because I'm surprised none of my guests beforehand were like, oh, free Palestine." Only he is because he's like that. My buddy Caesar. Shout out to Caesar. Um, but no one else has brought any of that shit up. That's why I'm surprised no one has. But now I'm dreading it a little bit more because I know people will bring up the ICE situations, the immigration situations, the Trump Epstein files and all this and that. I know people are going to bring that up. And being somebody who doesn't care about it, I don't care, but it's kind of like I I I don't know how to say it. I guess like I said, I'm worrisome about it because I don't know too much about it, and I really don't care. I just don't. I think I'm afraid of losing people. That's it. Yeah, I'm afraid of losing friends. I'm afraid of losing um, listeners and podcasts because, like, while I don't really necessarily have an opinion because I'm more in the middle of it, a lot of people don't care. They're just like, oh, if you don't say anything about it, either left or right, whatever, fuck you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I'm really dreading, I'm really dreading it. But
Because at the same time,
um,
you don't want to edit them out either, because it's kind of like
yeah, what do you
that's
have to
it.
hide? What do you
Yeah.
have to,
Yeah,
like,
because it's also your platform. You have the option to be like, no, bro, like I'm really not affiliated with any of that shit. I mean, all power to you if you follow that, but in this platform, I don't bring that stuff here.
there's
That's how
only,
I always
there's
find
only,
it.
yeah, go ahead.
No, no, go, my bad.
I have one episode that I have talked about on here that I recorded last year with some friends that we had to re-record because of certain things.
Mhm.
Um, from what I'm guessing, it's because of some of the stuff that we were talking about, which is weird that the shit that we were talking about um kind of snowballed into this huge effect that ended up it could have looked bad if I would have dropped it, but we had re-recorded the episode. Um, but no, you can't find that on Patreon.
How about that? Damn, you put it on Patreon.
I
I
have
would
it.
have.
I have it.
I
If anybody wants to listen to it, just I can send it to you guys. I'm sure my friends might be upset, but it's like, hey man, free speech.
put it on Patreon, dude.
I might put it on Patreon. There is a paywall.
sell it on Patreon for like $7.
Everybody that unfollowed me on Patreon, come back to Patreon. I'll drop it. And all that. Nah.
So, there's the well, I'm gonna follow up with that and then have another question. But same thing with us. We lost followers. We lost certain. I mean, obviously, I've never been everyone's cup of tea when it comes to the podcasters,
Mm-hmm.
especially PC podcasters. I've never been their cup of tea. But when this whole situation with Trump and ICE, all this stuff happening, I think people are quick to cut sound bites of what we're saying sometimes and then take it and run with it, or our opinions don't align to what they want. And obviously, you lose them. And I'm not going to say I didn't lose fans or followers because of where we were aligning politically, which was like, we're just going to make fun of everybody. If you say something stupid, you do something stupid, we will make fun of it. We will call it out, whether it be on the right or the left. And I want to say in the last couple of years, we kind of have become a little bit more political, but satire political. Like, we bring stuff to the attention of like, look, this sounds real fucking stupid. Like, think about it. Say it aloud. Think about it aloud. It's fucking dumb. And we go after both. But the one turning point that kind of showed me where everyone's at politically and how some people are willing to just leave you over something dumb. um there was a when I used Teespring started coming up with a way to make hats, remember?
Oh yes.
And I worked on a hat called Let's Make Ramble Great Again.
Oh, and they took that and
And I was really gonna make those hats. And I was gonna put it on the website. And I remember I posted the preview and it was a mixed bag of people that liked it and a mixed bag of people who didn't like it and said, I can't follow you. Um I forgot, I don't think he follows me anymore. I don't even remember the guy's name. But he went out of his way that said, "What you know what? I liked you guys. You know, I thought you guys were cool, but I didn't think you guys were affiliated with that type of shit." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I saw the hat you guys are promoting." And I'm like, "Did you read it?" I go, and then he never replied. He read it, but never replied. He unfollowed us, and I'm like, and I remember it was a big laughing joke amongst me, Gary, and Escalante. They're like, "Yo, like just the red colored cap and the white prints
buttering, yeah.
evoke so much hatred and so much like you're just a bull in the china shop. You just wreck anything that you decide to unfollow podcasts without even realizing that we just put let's make Ramble great again. Nothing about what that hat represents. We took it and said no, we're gonna make it our own and said let's make Ramble great again, which is funny because now moving forward, people are are using that slogan and changing it up to different things. And people are like, "Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's cool. That's creative." But when we did it, we lost so many fucking fans because of that. And I was in the boat with you, like, I don't know anything we should talk about. I don't want to lose. But then, to me, are they really your fans? Because technically, if these people listen to you week in, week out, and they know you, because that's something that I always see with what we do. They're knowing. They're not just listening to you. They're knowing you in a personal level because you are detailing some stuff that are so personal to you to the audience that, let's be honest, some audience members look at you as a family member now because you're in their ear week in, week out. So I find that it's like if they leave because of one incident, they were really never really fans. They were just people that just said, "Oh well, I'll follow them." So to me, it's like I kind of I feel like I cleansed the Ramble army of people who followed us because they really were fans, who were just following us because they were followers of other people that followed us.
That's funny, bro, because I had the exact same concept for a t-shirt and I have the proof because I will no, maybe I deleted it. No, I think I still have them. When the podcast started very early on, I was I had saw this thing on a friend's post that said make Northside great again.
Oh shit.
And I took that as like, yeah, the part of town that I grew up in, the area that we're so loved and the area that I named this podcast off of is a place that's home. And, due to the all this stuff that's going on within the city, doing this, doing that, it's like, well, the city, this part of town used to be cool. So I had this idea to make these shirts that said, oh, maybe I did delete them. Did I? No, I shouldn't have. Maybe I did. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. We will see. No, I think I did delete them.
You probably did 'cause you didn't want proof of people knowing that you're
I had proof. Um, but it was going to be the logo right here on the side, and
mm,
on the back it was going to be "Make Northside Great Again." Just because I was like, you know what, this is the podcast. I want to make this podcast great, and I want to make Northside great, which is the area that I'm in.
yeah, no,
But I didn't go through with it. One, because I didn't have the no, yeah, they're gone. I didn't have the what's it called, the tools like Teespring. Shout out to Teespring to make these shirts. I was just like, oh, I gotta go buy these shirts. I gotta buy different sizes. I gotta buy different colors. I gotta find somebody who's gonna make them at a cheaper price. That was my mindset going through it because people have been like hounding me about making shirts. So I was gonna make those. And then, Teespring, after you told me, shout out, um, I made them, but I didn't unfortunately go to go through with it because I was just like, this is not the right way. thing to put out.
It's not the right time.
But it's funny because no one said anything about it beforehand. When I had dropped them, people were like, "Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, bro, that's cool." Like, yeah, North Side. Now, if I were to drop it in the year 2026, how dare you? How dare you say that? You're part of the MAGA thing. And I'm like, I said, make Northside great again. Like, no one said
That's what I'm saying. Like that color and that slogan or that format of that slogan invokes so many people to be that way. It's amazing, and that's something that we pointed out on the show. Like how it like that shit invokes you to be like it provokes you actually, not invoke provokes people into like holy like it's almost PTSD.
From what I remember, I had a coworker. He was like, "That's like the modern day KKK hoodie, the KKK like thing," and I'm like, "It's a little too much to say, But I guess in people's eyes, it resembles a KKK thing wearing that because it's
When
people
people
associate
say
with it.
when people say things like that, it kind of grinds my gears because it's like this era is unoriginal that you reference old school stuff that you don't even know about. It just sounds it's like a cool soundbite. Oh, it's like the modern day KKK. Do you know what the KKK was? Did you just look up KKK and you thought it was like when I hear people go like, did you wait? What the fuck? Did you? You know what? Walk away. Walk the fuck away.
I'm telling you, bro. People
Yeah,
are
they're
dumb nowadays. People are really stupid, and I I have to hold my tongue on
mhm.
the stupidity that I hear from
Oh yeah, same
people
here.
online, friends, family. It's just like, oh my god, you're fucking retarded.
Oh, I have my well because I have two goddaughters. One is 25 and the other one just turned about to turn 21, and they're both very like quote unquote woke. And the older one doesn't like to talk about stuff, politics or anything current events with me. The other one like, is very combative with me. And the last topic we had was the whole Charlie Kirk thing. And me and her went on for like 4 hours in the house because she came over to the house and we were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it was a respectful way. It wasn't like, like conversations I've had with other people there like, about that guy and that topic. But it was kind of like, Jesus, like you're really like you're willing to die on this hill. Like, and I remember we went for dinner afterwards, and my wife was like, I don't want to hear no more about this talk. And I'm driving, I go, you lost this debate 10 minutes into it, but you decided to continue going. Like, this was the hill you decided you were going to die on. And she's like, I wasn't losing. This isn't about winning or losing. And I go, that's what losers say when it's not about winning or losing.
We know about losers. We've dealt with some.
And then she was like, she got quiet and she just like went back on her phone and I go, and that's why you lost. But it was kind of like Jesus, like I've been in topics, I've been in debates with people where like you can tell they've lost, but they're not willing to get off their high horse or they're not willing to like bend the knee. And I'm not saying you shake my hand and be like, I mean, you're really gonna argue with me for 4 hours? That means that you definitely had nothing. Like I feel like if we gotta go 4 hours, that means you have to convince me. And the fact that you didn't convince me and she walked away more convinced within the first 10 minutes of what I was saying, but because she was so into her convictions about the whole situation with Charlie Kirk, she didn't want to get off that horse. And I was like, okay, I'll entertain you. If this is an Iron Man match and you want to see who's gonna bend, who's gonna last, trust me, I'll last. But I just entertained her for 4 hours.
I think that's the thing now. Is more people and I will say this because of TikTok. A lot of people are setting their lawn chairs into the hill and they are willing to die on that hill.
Yeah.
Regardless, because nobody wants to have a conversation that's just a conversation. Like, okay, let me hear your viewpoints. Okay, here are mine. Um, you know, to agree to disagree. If you feel that way,
Yes.
I hear you. Okay, you feel that way, I hear you. But a lot of people, and some people know who I'm talking about, um, they will fight and they will just keep going and going and going and going and going and going until it's like, bro, you kind of already lost. Why are you willing to do this? But like I said, it's because of TikTok, because there are so many viewpoints for the stuff that you believe in that you will take all that information and then use it and think like, oh yeah, this is totally gonna make me win this conversation. When it's like, no, dumbass, it's not. Like you can't form your own fucking opinion anymore. And that's what's really like sad now. People don't have their own opinions anymore because they hear it from TikTok or they hear it from Instagram or they hear it on a podcast. It's
Yeah.
like, holy fuck, dude. Especially with
No,
college kids. Especially with college kids.
that's the thing too. That's why I stopped listening to podcasts, other podcasts, because I felt like there was a minute where I was like not influenced, but I would reference some of the stuff. Like I stopped listening to Joe Rogan a long time ago for that. Because I mean, I'm like, like I feel like I'm regurgitating some of his shit, and I don't agree with it. But because he's in my ear, because it was my one of my go-to podcasts, I'm starting to regurgitate some of his shit that I realize, you know what, that motherfucker don't even know what he's talking about either. So, um, I rather formulate my own opinion just by reading or fucking watching my own stuff, and then come to my own conclusion. But the one thing that I've always been is that I'm always open to talk, as long as we're both respectful, and as long as you don't try to impose your opinion on mine. Like I may not, and we might agree to disagree, but I want to walk away at least saying, "Hey, we talked about it. Let's go get a beer afterwards." Not fuck you and you storm off, and now you don't want to talk to me forever. Then there was a mute point to actually talk then, because you're not open to dialogue. You're just wanting to be combative.
It's everything's a gotcha. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to win an argument. Everybody wants to go, I got you. I got you. You're racist. You don't like Beyonce people. You don't like black people. You don't like Beyonce. What? Huh?
Yeah.
And my friend knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah. We all know dude, that's you. We know you're talking about, dude. It's you. I don't know who you, but it's you.
Nah, shout out. He knows I love him. So, but it's yeah, and the world of podcasting has taken a huge like
Shit.
a whole rebrand now than we were doing before. Because I mean, everyone has their opinions and shit, but now everyone's just like, I still listen to Joe Rogan, but it's not all the episodes anymore. It's only people that I like, and yeah, most of the time he's regurgitates a lot of shit, and it's like, hey Joe, you said that like 2 episodes ago. Like nobody fucking cared. Like the whole shit that he was doing lately was talking about this AI 50 Cent song
Oh
that
my God, he was so on that.
he
I
had
think
a hard on for that fucking song. And I'm like, Joe,
we did one episode on the 50 Cent thing because Escalante brought it to the attention to us. And we like, okay, cool. We listened to it and it was cool. You know what Escalante did afterwards? Was like, okay, if you guys like this, get a load of this shit, which was country music in AI, but dirty country music. Like,
I've heard that.
yeah, like, and it was like, what the fuck? That's real. And then you listen to the music, you're like, that's a catchy hook for being a dirty ass song. Like, that's what we did. Where Joe Rogan with 5, 6 episodes is making everyone listen to 50 Cent's Many Men. Like, Joe, there's other shit aside from Many Men, right? There's other stuff you can listen to. But that just shows you where he's at, and shows you the creativity, and that's again, that's one of the reasons I stopped listening to it. Luckily the guys don't listen to it, but that's, I don't know, I felt for a while I was kind of semi getting somewhat influenced by what other people were doing early on as a podcaster, because obviously I always looked at it as like, well, if you're gonna get good, you got to listen to what the other guys are doing so you can get better. But then I felt like, well, no, because then I'm starting to talk like them, sound like them, format like their podcast like them, and I'd rather walk away and do my own shit. That's why it's rare that I listen. Like I know you're in my top list for sure. Whenever I got downtime, I listen to your stuff, Jose stuff, and but I listen to it like I don't listen to it all at once. I'll do like maybe a week. I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna go on an Inside the North Side run. Let me go fucking go back, and oh shit, I got like 7 episodes I haven't caught up on. Let me go listen to them. I might not listen to all 7, but I'm gonna catch up with some of the stuff. Same thing with Jose. Like I'm like right now, Jose has Patreon. Shout out to his Patreon page. Go check it out. But he has like a bunch of shit I haven't caught up on. I'm like, fuck, I gotta catch on all this shit. But the same thing with me. I know there's people that probably don't listen to me week in, week out, but you do catch up.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree with you on that I was also in that moment of kind of doing the same thing as the people that we listen to. Like I said, I still listen to Joe certain episodes and stuff like that. Like when he was doing the protect our parks shit, that was funny.
See, that's funny when he does shit like that.
But other than that, I mean, there's not that many podcasts. If I do, it's sports podcast, music podcast, um, yours, my friends, a thinking boy, and the Street Couch podcast. But like people like that, like the people like I used to, like Joe Rogan, Bill Burr, um, who else was another one that I was listening to for a while that I would talk about? Those people, the ones
Yeah.
that influenced me. Like I don't listen to them anymore because I grew up and I formed my own thing of my podcast, and now my podcast is its own thing. And it's like you kind of have to grow up after a while.
Yeah.
You can't really listen to the same shit anymore because it's like, yeah, that was cool. Joe Rogan was funny. But now he's invading our space in Texas, and now he's keeps pushing this fucking horrible 50 Cent AI song that sounds very soulful. And it's like, no, I'm cool, Joe. I'll see you when you have Joey Diaz on, or Shane Gillis, or somebody funny. Like I'll listen to your shit with that. But like all these other people, I don't really listen to anymore. Um, and it is helpful because now I don't mimic what they do anymore. Like it's just like I'm doing my own shit.
And I think that comes with the maturity we've been doing for such a long time. Because like I said, I was on that boat where I would be listening to this fool or that guy or this podcast and be like, oh fuck, that sounds good. And then I would find myself like someone saying some of that shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like these are my thoughts. Those are their thoughts. But it also shows you how powerful that their podcast content was, that it stuck in your fucking head, that you regurgitated it back. Because I've listened to podcasts where I know they listen to my shit and I've heard them say things and I'm like, oh, you listen to the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
I
okay.
mean, we have headphones. That's the closest thing that it's to our brain. So whatever we hear is obviously going to be
Yeah.
subconsciously there. And
Mm-hmm.
then when we do it, it's like, oh shit, like I didn't know I was doing that. Fuck.
But see, and
Fucking
then
50 Cent. Nah.
I know, right? Then the other thing that where I'm at right now is that I feel like for people that have been doing this for such a long time and have a good following, I think how we're talking about politics. I think if you're gonna involve yourself in politics, make sure you don't fan the flames for what's going on. Like there's a certain set of podcasters that I've listened to that I feel like if I was in their ear, I would be like, you guys should go this direction of how to go about this whole immigration stuff instead of making it worse. And it goes into my way and goes into my way of thinking of like we have a responsibility because this is I know I don't call myself podcaster, we call ourselves content creators because we create content for these people on a week out basis. If you're gonna divulge yourself, if you're gonna involve and wrap yourself around this whole political stuff, landmines like you called it, then advertise the right stuff. Don't advertise what's going on out there. You may agree with it, but also know that you do have a power of influence in a way that people are listening to you and are going to go and do that type of shit. And that's kind of where I'm at too, where, I watch what I say. Not watch what I say, but I'm
Very
all
conscious of what you say now.
I'm conscious of what I say because I might be like I'm very crude. If you listen to the podcast, we're very raw and uncut. But sometimes I'm like, okay, what kind of political talk we're gonna have here, and where is this gonna go? And luckily, all the guys that we've done the show with don't align politically, but they're in the same boat with me. We're like, we're not gonna go advocate for stupid shit. Like we're gonna tell you our opinion because that's what it is, our opinions. It isn't for you to take that opinion and then go and do something that you shouldn't be doing. We're giving you our opinions. We're not gonna sell it to you as gospel. We're not gonna sell it to you as, as a as like, the last thing you should do is do this because I said it. And it kind of goes to with that comment that Dave Chappelle did a couple years back. If you're gonna go base your opinions on a podcast or a comedian, then you've got something's wrong with you. Like when someone said, "Oh, I wonder what Ja Rule thinks of this." Who the fuck cares what Ja Rule thinks? You should be caring what you think about. And so that's kind of where I look at it as a podcast or content creator. Is like you should not base your political views on what I gotta say. You should come here to be entertained, and then I'm conscious enough to give my political takes as opinions, not as facts. And I think that's a mistake that I'm noticing a lot of podcasters are doing is that they're giving their opinions and basing it on facts. And I
Yeah,
think
which
that's
you
a
shouldn't do
disservice,
at all.
and it's a disservice to the fucking fans. That's the only thing. If anything, why anybody that's listening to this episode walks away with is that you shouldn't take what other people put as facts. Like you listen to my show and you hear Gary's hour power. Gary's not giving you an hour power as a factual thing. It is him basically doing a version of Peter Griffin, what really grinds my gears, and giving his opinions about what he thinks about the circus that's going on in California to what's going on in the world right now in this country as opinions, not as facts. And it's up to you as the viewer to whether or not you want to take what he said and go, let me look into that. Not fuck now, he's fucking right. Let's go march into the Capitol and da da da. No, 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 no. You didn't. If that's what you took, then you already had that. You just needed something. You just needed an excuse to do it. But that's the mistake a lot of podcasters doing is they're giving their opinion as facts, not just basing everything like, look, this is my opinion, this is my way of thinking, and you may not agree with it, and that's it.
It is the power of the voice. It's the power of our platform.
Yeah.
It's funny because like even when Gary was like going off about the homeless people and shit like that, as somebody who was in LA for a week, I understood what he's meant, and I'm like, it's a problem. It's a problem here as well. So I can see why, as a 40, 50-year-old man, he would be upset about it because it's like, fuck, dude, like, come on, man, you know. But it kind of seemed like he kind of hated the homeless for a little bit. But
Well, I
we're
mean,
not going to go into that. But you
well,
know,
we did run with the whole that Gary was going to be like the next Adolf Hitler when it comes to homeless. And I remember he was so fucking nervous about it. Gary's the joke. If anybody walks into this show thinking we're being serious about you rounding them up and putting them in camps, we have a serious problem with our listeners and the intelligence they have. And
I
then that's why now.
mean, I, no, I'm not going
Hey, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just fucking saying because we did. There was a moment we called him High Chancellor Gary
to.
when he was like on his homeless tirade. I'm like, dude, High Chancellor Gary's on the rant today. But again, that shows the platform we are because we're well aware of the influence we have, but we also keep. That's why Gary. And I remember Mr. Lou would always get mad when he would be like, satire. It's that. Like, he would remind the fans like, hey, what I just said, satire, satire. I'm just joking. It's just a joke.
But see, that works well with those two. Like Mr. Lou is a very like super left. I feel like super left leaning, and Gary
Yeah,
is
fuck
maybe
yeah.
a little right. But they're friends, and their friendship has lasted for a very long time.
Oh,
But
30
they
almost
will
30 years.
agree to disagree. But
Hmm?
they're still friends. Like of all the times I've heard Gary on the podcast and Mr. Lou, not once have I ever said, "Oh, you fucking dipshit, fuck you. I'm not friends with you no more." They go at it, but it's just like it's like, well, this is my opinion, this is your opinion,
Yeah, I didn't
but
like.
we're still friends, you
Yeah,
know.
but I didn't like to be airing that on the show. Out of everything that we've aired on the show, we've done a bunch of stupid shit on the show.
Mhm.
We've aired prostitute reviews, we've aired fucking family dirty laundry. But what crosses the line is we shouldn't be debating like that about politics, especially when there's alcohol fueled in the situation. There's alcohol in the room. You know what I mean?
Alcohol, weenies, cold weenies from the fridge with
Hey,
mayonnaise, you know,
man,
shit like
man,
that, you know.
raw wiener eaters club. That was Mr. Lou. But no, no, that was always my thing. I'm like, fuck, I don't like when these fools talk. I'm all cool with it. That's why sometimes I would let it go, but then deep in my head, I'm like, I can see people tuning out because this is not what they come in for. They get that shit already on TV. They get that shit on the radio. They get that shit on social media. They come here to this show to not listen to that. And that was kind of my thing where it was like,
Yeah,
and
no,
it was becoming a recurring thing for me.
I got PTSD hearing Mr. Lou because Mr. Lou reminded me of my ex's brother, her older brother, who was very left leaning, super liberal, super gay. Not saying Mr. Lou super gay.
No,
Well,
probably is.
but when he would talk, it somewhere in my consciousness reminded me of how he used to talk. Because I have an episode with him on here, and it's one of the episodes that I dread having because of what went on. But I mean, it was necessary to have it. But yeah, whenever I heard Mr. Lou say his shit, it would remind me of my ex's older brother, and it would kind of like tune me out a little bit. And I was just like, oh man, I don't want to hear this because this reminds me of him. But at the end, I was just like, okay, well, I have to put this aside. This is kind of all just whatever. But no, yeah, I got PTSD hearing Mr. New talk like
That's
that.
what I'm saying. And I think, and that was one of the reasons why I think he also left, because it was starting to become a recurring thing that we couldn't get past the second hour without them getting into a fucking debate. And we're like, bro, this, how the fuck are we gonna get into a debate over something so stupid? Like, and it was just, and then that's when he was kind of like, you know what, I'm checking out, dude. Like, I'm burnt out. I've done everything I can right now. Let me walk away. And that's when he walked away for a minute. And I think he's done better walking away. I know he's working a new album. I know he's writing more. I know he's occupying his time. I know with the whole situation with my aunt, I know he was there for her on her last days. So I think it was good for him to take a step back, because I think it was much needed for him to do that. And then, like I said, that's what we're doing Ramble Cinema now, because I think I think doing the show, because I got to that point too where I didn't want to do the show a couple years back, where I was kind of like done with it because I was done with podcasting. Remember, I would talk to you on
Yeah.
the side about it. I think after a while you get burnt out, because it's kind of like fuck. And obviously now I'm not burnt out. I'm still doing it. But I think for someone like Lou that was coming here every fucking Friday, and you got to be on the spot, I think it burns you out.
Yeah, no, it does burn you out if you don't pace yourself and set time aside to, mental health wise and stuff like that. It could burn you out. I mean, shit. I was doing podcasts almost every week for a month, and then I would stop for a few months and then go
Yep.
back at it and do it for a few months, like a school schedule. And even then, I was just like, I can't do this. I have to start doing every other week. And then there's times where I would miss and stuff like that. But, it's like it's necessary to step back and kind of reassess yourself and regroup and, kind of take your mind off of other things, which was good that he's doing music again. He's writing and stuff like that because that's one of his passions.
Yeah.
And that's
I don't think
something
this
that,
was a passion for him. This wasn't a passion for him. He did this out of like, hey, we need a third hand.
yeah.
And he was like, fuck it, I'll come in.
It's kind of like doing that thing that you don't want to do, and then you do it every week, and then you're just like, I don't want to do this no more. Like I wouldn't. So, but he also had a lot of shit going on too. So it's like it's a good thing
Yeah.
he stepped back. It's a good thing because I mean,
Oh, it did.
if he would have continued, God knows where it would have ended or how it would have ended if all this shit would have came to be while he was doing the podcast.
Oh yeah, no, and that's something me and him talk about too. Once in a while when we kind of get together, like he kind of looks at us like, it was a good idea for me to step away when I needed to step away. And like I said, like the door is always open for him. So I know last week he was supposed to be on here, but I know with everything that's going on in his personal life, I kind of felt it was too soon for him, and I think he figured it too. That's why he didn't show up last week. But I'm about to see him next week. So, and I know he's passionate about movies, and I think with his passion about movies and my passion about podcasting, it was kind of like a good marriage to be like, hey, let's combine that together, because you love podcasting, which I do. I can't even go a week without wanting to get back on the studio.
You
I
should
just
do
like
that.
it. You know what?
You need to do it in a Trump voice. Everything you just said, you need to do it in a Trump
I
voice.
like I like doing it. I can't go a week without podcasting. I got a podcast. Yulia, I got a podcast. People say I got the best voice for the show. I'm very creative, very creative. I put tariffs on my fans. I put tariffs on them. But no, there was a moment I wanted to step away, and I did. I tried to, and it was like, I came back. And there was a moment where I was so creative when I had all those shows. And then there was that moment where like everything started falling apart. I even contemplated like, yo, like, do I still want to do like, do I still have it? Because everything was just like I said, everything was kind of like scheduling conflicts with the guys, this and that. And now it's like, a couple weeks ago, I think I told Gary, hey, we're gonna take a 2 week hiatus. All right, cool. And the only reason we were gonna take a 2 week hiatus, one was Christmas, and the other one was gonna be New Year's. And I thought I was gonna head out of town with my wife, and my wife was like, "Well, no, I gotta work on the day after New Year's." I'm like, "So is it cool if I record?" And she's like, "You want to record?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." The only reason I took a day, I was gonna take that week off because we were gonna go out of town. But he said, "Not anymore." She goes, "Yeah, Gary, come over." I could have taken those 2 weeks off back to back and been cool with it, but I was itching to come back, and that's where I'm at. I'm itching to come back.
You're a
I'm
fiend. You love this. You love
I
the
love it.
podcast.
I'm a fiend. I'm
It's
not addicted to
great.
a lot of things. My brother was an addict. He was a great addict. Sometimes people say
too soon, too soon.
too soon, too soon, too soon. Be a great addict. People said they never met a drug addict in the Trump family like my brother. They never met him.
They love him. They love him so much. He was even in that movie, The Apprentice.
He was very good looking, but not better as me. Not better as me. He was good looking.
Oh,
But no, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I still like doing it, but not the challenge. And I think I like the challenge of doing the podcast. The new challenge is having to balance being a dad, being a husband, and then doing a full-time podcast. That's the challenge, and I like it because believe me, sometimes I'm on a crunch. I'm like, fuck, I gotta release these episodes, or I gotta work on this week's poster, or I gotta work on the content for this week because now that Lou and Escalante are no longer part of the show, me and Gary are more focused on like, okay, what's the topic for this week? Before it was off the cuff. It was just like, okay, let's sit down, press record, let's just fucking go. Now Gary will be like, hey, well, this is going on, this is going on. All right, cool, let's see. And it's not like it's an order, so I want to make it. We're still off the cuff, but we kind of have a map that goes, okay, cool. If the conversation is kind of dying, we can always go to this topic, or we can go to that topic, or we can go here, we can go there. So we kind of have a roadmap of where we want to be. Where before it was like, it made sense. You have four guys in the room. There's never going to be a dull moment with four guys in a fucking room drinking. Now you got two. You're going to have to fucking sway the conversation in some way. So that's why we have these topics. So Gary and me will just text each other during the week and be like, and send each other articles like, hey, what do you think of this? I'm like, okay, you know what? That'll be good. Because everything else is still kind of like raw and uncut because sometimes we'll go off the cuff which spun a new show we have on Patreon called Ramble Spiracy, which is which we did, which was Gary started talking about conspiracies, and then that brought the alter ego of Alejandro Jones, which is a spoof of Alex Jones, which we said that because of Alex Jones' death to the Sandy Hook victims, he now works for the Rambling Alcoholics Patreon to pay back the victims of Sandy Hook. So he does a show for me called Ramble Spiracy.
That's fucking hilarious. I'm sure all of the conspiracies have to do with the homeless.
No, you'd be surprised. Not yet. We haven't got there yet. We barely did our first episode last month, and what I end up doing is I'll look for the one topic that was actually funny, and I'll put it up for free on YouTube as a sound clip. Like I think we put like a 2-minute clip of an episode, and hopefully that motivates people to be like, you know what, I want to go sign up for this Patreon page to go hear this whole episode because it's like a 15-minute episode, and I took 2 to 3 minutes of that one chunk of a conspiracy that was so ridiculous that you're like, what the fuck did he just say? And then put it on there, which I think it was the rumor that the royal family is descendants of Count Dracula.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say lizard people.
No. And then if you watch the video, I said because the whole video was we talked about lizard people, and then I said that World War. Well, I didn't say it, Alejandro Jones said it. Alejandro Jones said that World War III will not be fought by man, but vampires and lizards will fight for the claim in the world. I'm telling you, go ahead and check it out, man. It's stupid. Okay, that one's like again off the cuff, and it's just fucking Alejandro Jones and Gary just talking conspiracy. It's Gary bringing up conspiracies and Alejandro Jones talking about them because he's an expert of everything. He talks about everything. He knows everything. He knows a guy that knows a guy that knows somebody that's in these situations.
He was there. He knows. He knows. Oh, yeah. Make noise. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see the new evolution of what rambling is now. I mean, it was a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a lot. But now it seems like it's more easy now. Like you guys have you specifically have less to deal with now. You don't have to deal with Geek and Geek Out. You don't have to deal with Chips. You don't have to deal with Jane, or you don't have to deal with all that. It's
I don't got to deal with people. I got to deal with one guy now.
That's it. And it's Gare Bear, the Garester. Gary Rogers. I don't know,
Everything. Gary 69, the Gringo Poppy.
Gary Campbell, I don't know.
Gary Newsom, Gary Kasem. He goes through many monikers.
Gary Kennedy Jr.,
Yeah, I can see that. He does have a Kennedy resemblance.
He's got a little bit of Irishman in him. He's got a little bit of Irish.
I think he does. I think he's Italian Irish.
the Italian Irish. Wow,
Is what?
he's a what is it? Okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Italian Irish. He's a leprechaun meatball.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, leprechaun meatball.
A little leprechaun meatball, a little bit, a little Irish, little Italian, a little bit, you know.
Instead
Uh,
of like when you bite down on the meatball, you chew Lucky Charms. You got the marshmallows inside the meatball.
we're gonna throw AI picture of a meatball with Lucky Charms right here. No,
Yeah, imagine. Hey, that shit's even crazier nowadays. I'm watching some of this shit. I'm like, fuck. That was because I was talking to Penny, and Penny goes, "Dude, if we had the stuff that's coming out right now, if we had our hands on it when we were doing Geek In, Geek Out, I go, fuck, we'd still be doing it." I go, fuck. I mean, dude, there's so much shit. But don't trust me. Sometimes I look back and I go, fuck, man, where the fuck was all this technology or all this stuff that's coming out right now when I was doing this show or when we were doing this type of content?
well, it was in its infancy because even I remember telling you about like you could use AI voices, like you could tell AI, oh hey, talk like Kanye or talk like so and so and do like an interview with AI, which I still plan to do. You know, I know it's taking 39 millions of gallons of water to do this episode,
Fuck,
but
it's worth it.
it's for the guests, it's for the content. But
Hmm.
yeah, if we would have had this technology when we started back then, we would have been unstoppable.
Oh,
Fuck
fuck
it.
it.
If Mega Man had this, we would have all died.
Oh my god. I don't think I
He would
no,
have had himself a Mega Man head. He would have dressed
no.
like all this.
That would require
But then
that
he does,
that would require him to upgrade. And I mean, from what I heard, he still has the Yeti mic, so I don't
and
think
the
he
iPad.
the iPad. I don't think he can. Yeah,
I
no, that
swear to God, dude, when I did his podcast, I
Jesus.
was I was I was surprised but not shocked because of all the rumblings that I've heard about his setup. And again, I thought I was getting catfished because I literally went all the way to LA, not just to meet him, but I flew all the way to LA to meet with this motherfucker just for him to lie for a few days, giving me the impression that the company that he worked for, which was what was it again that we made? What was he working for? Um,
Oh, it was like a
Whole
supermarket.
Foods or something like that.
Sprouts.
Sprouts. That Sprouts needed this bagger, this bag boy, to go all the way to San Diego to open a store. Why would I ever believe that fucking story? I didn't, because even Jose was like, "Nah, fool, he's at home. I know, because I saw the life stories." And I was like, "What life stories?" Like, here, check it out, homie. And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "This cock sucking motherfucker, he is at home. He's nowhere in San Diego."
I mean, he was stocking produce, but not San Diego.
He wasn't stalking shit. The only thing he was stalking was my fucking profile because he knew that I'm not stupid. I might be dumb, but I'm not stupid. And then I caught on, and then that's when he was like, "Oh, let's do the episode now." Me when I'm in fucking Hollywood, just like smelling all the piss in the air, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, let's do an episode Thursday. Fuck it." And yeah, I was I was shocked but not disappointed because I was just like, "Wow, this guy's setup is so barbaric and so simple. I how's this legal? How is this legal? Like this man is literally using a Yeti mic and an iPad. Not even a child would do that. A child would update and be like, "Oh, I got this now." You know?
Well, I mean, he has up that he pays for studio time for raw, unedited audio.
Oh my God, Steven.
That's what he
Are
pays
you
for.
such a fucking moron,
That's
dude?
the last time. That's the last thing I check. I mean, because I don't.
He asked me so many fucking times, "Hey dude, what is it that I need again? Can you send me the links to this? Oh, I'm gonna get this. I want to get this." And I'm like, "Bro, you are not going to spend the money. You know that you are not going to. I mean, fuck, dude, you had a job. Like you could have bought this little by little. If you were serious about the podcast game, like we are, you could have bought this shit little by little,
Mhm.
upgraded your game, and you wouldn't have. You might have been a laughing stock, but at least we would have had some smidge of respect for you. Like, well, he at least he got what he said he was gonna get,
Well,
but
no, man.
he never
Look,
did.
his logic made sense when I heard it one time. When you worry about quality, it takes away from the content.
What content?
I'm
What
like,
content was he
I
making?
never,
It was
I
pure
never knew. I
garbage.
never knew. I'm just look, dude. I'm not saying he made sense, but he said it, and I'm just saying when you worry about audio quality, you defocus yourself from actually interviewing somebody.
Yes, because I want to hear a podcast that sounds like it's coming from a can of orange juice.
Yeah, like, but the content's so good that I kind of get it. He felt my content is so good that you'll forget about the shitty sounds.
No,
Like my hard hitting questions and then my regurgitation of conspiracies is going to be so powerful. You're going to forget that I do this in whatever equipment he's working on. You're going to forget that because it's going to be so good, so powerful.
you know, when I was in Chicago last year and you sent me that message saying like, "Hey, he was talking shit about you," and I was like,
Oh,
"Huh?"
this was the last. That was the last beef on the way.
Yeah. So you were like,
This
"Hey,
last
hey, check it,
encounter.
listen to his episode. He was talking shit about you because you said that you heard from somebody that told you that which was like that's a weird middleman to do, but I listened to it and dude, I was sitting on the L and I was sitting on the L listening to an L and my God, it has not changed. His
No.
content literally sounds the same years later. And it's like, holy fuck. Like, dude, you have not missed a beat on sounding the same when you started.
It's like
It's
a one hit wonder that keeps touring, playing the same hit after year. Going,
crabs in the
hey,
bucket mentality.
hey, but
Fuck
but it's
so and so. It's
but it's
just like
remastered though. It's like remastered because I added more to the list. It's like a
we're gonna
remastered. Hey, here's this
oh
song, the same song but remastered.
dude, it's I was embarrassed listening to it because I was just like, oh fuck, man, no one can hear what I'm listening to,
Yeah, no, I
but
was
they could
thinking
look
too.
in my eyes and see like, oh, you're listening to the Long Beach social experiment that you gave yourself, and we bullied the fucking shit out of that fucking name. Well, what's it called? Allegedly, allegedly we bullied.
No,
Um,
I mean, we admitted to that one, so
Oh, okay, yeah, we fucking well, Gil bullied the fuck out of it. I was just laughing at that shit because I thought it was
we were
funny.
just lumped in by association.
In association, but to a point, Gillard, Gilliam, the shit was funny.
No,
He
it
did
was.
sound like a parrot. He did sound like a parrot, and he does sound like a parrot years later. The last time I listened to a Mega Man episode was
Mhm.
like in 2022. This was 3 years later, and this
He still sounds the same.
cocksucker sounds the same.
I
I
think I don't even listen to his shit. I get it falls on my lap, and I'm like, I don't. Which I applaud because I have great listeners who'll be like, "Hey, he said shit," but it's also the listeners who are like, "Hey, get him," because they know what I can do, and I'm like, "All right, fuck it."
He's like,
Yes,
no, please, I didn't do anything this time. You gotta get it.
well, this last encounter caught me off guard because I thought after the little heavy hitters episode we did, and we talked about the whole Gil situation, and we dropped his name on that, and then he heard it. And I heard it. I heard it through a good source that he didn't like it, but he respected it. And I was like, okay, I don't give a fuck what he want. I don't give a fuck what he respects. But as long as he heard it, I don't give a fuck. And then he comes back, and then he had to time in his 2 cents, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then we did a response episode to that, and that was the end of it. I go, okay, I guess this is the end of this because we didn't hear from him. And then out of nowhere, like I said, I got that audio clip where he drops your name, my name, all the same again, the remastered greatest hits that he does. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? And I'm like, okay, cool, you know what? And this is when we kind of did the strategy of like, you know what? We're gonna attack him publicly now because everything's behind closed doors or subliminally. And that's when we went on the whole tirade and fucking just blasted this thing on Instagram. We're like, okay, cool, and thankfully to great artists, they were able to make him a meme. We made him a meme, and and he had to go and ask for a peace treaty that I never signed off on, but it was a peace treaty at best. and I haven't heard anything. As far as I know, I haven't heard anything. And maybe after tonight, after this episode drops, he might come back. But it is what it is. I mean,
Bring it. I don't give a fuck.
it is what it
Bring
is.
it.
Because the whole point that he stopped it last time because of all the information that we got because of people that this last run he went after the podcasters that we know, it ignited people to be like they are fed up that they gave us information on this guy, and it correlated around the same time during 50 Cent's Diddy documentary that me and the heavy hitters even said, hey, we have ourselves a documentary here because we can literally make an episode off of this shit now because it's kind of like, okay, cool, you like to publicly publicly slander people, we're gonna publicly factual you then. And that's when the whole white flag came in and the peace treaty came about. But it was just to me, I found it very shocking, all the information that was falling on my lap and other podcasters' laps too, that we were getting, and was like, oh shit, this is damning, this is crazy. And I know he got wind of it, and that's when like I said, he made the peace treaty with Flo and was like, yo, let's just stop, it's gone too far, let's
The
gone too
fact,
far.
the fact that Flo annihilated him, one alone with that fucking picture, that AI picture that he posted on that episode, and then two, the shit that he said, because I know Flo, like I said, I had an episode with him. I talked to him. The dude is like the most chillest motherfucker
Yeah.
on earth. He has no problems with nobody. He's just cool. He's just living his life. He's,
Just Flo.
being a person. But the fact that that motherfucker had his name in his mouth, he was just like, you know what? All gloves are off.
And it's all about a fucking carne asada he wasn't invited to. Like that's when you find out and this is the crazy, when you find out the reason behind some of this stuff, you're like, are you serious? Like, and I know he listens to this, and it's funny because when people dig into the reason why he's made fun of by a lot of podcasters, and you get the original story from them as to why, you scratch your head going, Jesus fuck, man, like when people get to hear the story of the Rambling Alcoholics, the situation with him, you find out why, and you're like, and this is still going on. When you find out of his situation with Jose, and you're like, because of that, like you get me, like people are just shocked.
It's funny. It writes itself.
Mm. Like it's like Mr. Luke kind of pundit always said it. He's the gift that keeps on giving because it's kind of like bro, like I don't even have to try nowadays. Before it was like, okay, it's kind of punching down. Now it's just like, okay, you know what? It's been this long. It's not even punching down anymore. Now it's just fun. Now this is target practice. Let me work on this now.
You know,
Like I said, this last run, I mean, you were laughing on some of the shit that we were posting on Instagram. Where like it was getting reposted. It was
it's
it,
funny.
it was getting talked about on other platforms that have no connection to us. It was like, oh, this bird's starting to fly. This plane is starting to fly. And then I think, like I said, he got wind of that, and he was like, oh no, I gotta nip this in the butt. Like, and then he contacted Flo, and and said peace treaty, let's go peace in the Middle East. And ever since then, it's been copas. I've never signed that treaty, but you know, but I've also made it known, like, okay, cool, fuck around and find out again. I don't mind doing this anymore, and I still got all this information to go. So
He
I
did
got my.
reply to something I had said. When Flo dropped that episode last year, I
Oh yeah,
believe.
he was commenting like he was just on a tirade. Yeah.
He commented to me, he had said some shit, and I'm like, bitch, you can't even hold my nutsack. I've literally eclipsed you in podcasting. Like, bitch, I'm like, shut the fuck up, Steven. Like,
Yeah.
go stock the fucking non-wheat bread, bro. Please, like, get the fuck out of here, bro. But it's funny because I wonder, and I to be honest, so two things. I wanted to actually reach out to him and be like, hey, dude, are you willing to come on this podcast and let me ask you some questions? Because holy fuck, like you have to be, like I want to know what goes on in the mind of Mega Man, the mega mind of man. And sometimes I wonder, does he just sit back at home on that $50 couch that he bought on Facebook Market, sitting in the restroom, because I'm sure that's where the couch is, I just think like, how did I get here? What did I do? What did I say while wearing glasses, the sunglasses inside? I don't know why. Um, just thinking like, how did everything, how did everything lead to where he is now? Like, I really want to, bro. As somebody who wants to just ask questions, because that might be the tism in me. But it's just like, Steven, like, why? Why? And I feel like that would be a really good episode just for everybody that fucking hates his guts and wants to know what goes on in his mind. But it's just like, why? Like, it's not a hit piece. It's just like, why? Like, why
Yeah,
do you think that?
he'll never do it though. That would admit defeat. That would admit defeat. Like him doing an interview like that would admit defeat, and a guy like him that I don't think admits defeat.
It would be like that interview with Theo Vaughn and Donald Trump. Like, so when you say, my brother, he used to show his dick to people for $5. It's a wonderful dick. I mean, I've seen him before myself. Like an interview like that. Like I'm like, Steven, so like, why? Just tell me why. Like why? Why? What has led you from when I met you to this where you are now, where you're literally sitting in a couch in your restroom with sunglasses on, wearing a Mega Man t-shirt that's 3 sizes too small for you. I want to know. I want to know. Maybe it's me being cheese muscle. I don't know. But it's just like, I need to know. Like, why, what makes this man tick? The mind, inside the mind of Mega Man.
I've always taken
That's a
these
new
very
documentary now, by the way. Out
seriously. Coming
on Disney
the
Discovery Channel. Discovery Channel, it's out. The inside the mind of Mega Man.
rambling discovery. That's what they're having that. I've always felt it was a he's very competitive, but he reminds me of those. And when I used to play basketball, he reminds me of those kids that like would talk shit in the basketball court, and they sucked. But they made that one basket that makes them think they're Michael Jordan. And I'm like, bro, I just scored like five. I scored 6 times on you. You scored once on me, and that's your fucking highlight of your career, is that you scored one on me, right? And when I used to play, like I said, basketball, there was always that one that was like, he's competitive but doesn't have the athleticism, doesn't have the concept of the game, but he's right there. Like he'll run the courts even though he's almost hyperventilating. He's about to die of catching breath, but he's right there trying to play with you. He remember the movie Along Came Polly with Ben Stiller and Seymour Hoffman. Remember when he's like he thinks
Yes, yeah, he's
that's who I think Steven is. That he thinks that he's so competitive that it in his mind he feels I'm up to par with them, and the grandeur of delusion has got him far enough. But and I'm gonna use his quote that hard work trumps talent, and occasionally it does. And I think he got to a certain point which he was good because of the hard work he was putting in, but overall the talent couldn't keep the lights on. You get me?
what lights? That's what I want to know. What lights?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what? You can be a hard worker, but if you don't got the talent, it doesn't matter. Now, there's that one percenter that gets off, like the movie Rudy. Rudy was not the biggest guy. He wasn't the strongest guy, but his hard work determined him to play for Notre Dame. That's Hollywood.
Yes.
And in real life that happened. But those are the one-offs, you know what I mean? And I think when you're someone like him that probably was watching movies like that, goes, "Oh fuck, I can do that." And I'm gonna use his quote: "Hard work trumps talent." Yes, hard work and dedication sometimes trumps raw talent. But I think when you're in this type of industry, you have to have talent to go along with the hard work. If not, you're not going to reach. You're going to plateau right away. And I always viewed that when he plateaued and he saw everyone else just go up and up and up, and they're doing what they're doing, and he was just right there. I think his thing was like his competitive drive was like, no, I got to keep going to. I think until he burned everything in sight.
Literally.
And literally and figuratively, right? He burned everything in sight, you know. And for a minute, a guy like me would feel bad for you, but then I would feel a guy like that would realize I've hit rock bottom. I should stop when I'm ahead. Instead, it's you're still going. with the same shit. And it's kind of like, okay. And I know like people will be like, well, you're regurgitating the same shit. Yeah, because it's funny. And I've been able to monetize it. He's never done it. And that shows that creativity. Like that's what I'm saying. When you keep the lights on, I feel that some of us have been very creative enough to take this situation with him and then monetize it and make something out of it. Where I think that's kind of the sour thing, like the thorn in his side. That's kind of like, how the fuck I've did this, I know that, I've known this person, I know that person. How the fuck are these motherfuckers doing this now? And I feel that's kind of where he's at.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and you know what? I wish him all the luck. And like I said,
I don't.
I hate a strong word. I don't like to use the word hate. I dislike him, but hate's a strong word. But I wish him luck in whatever he does. And hopefully he learns some of the life lessons that this business has given him. But that's asking for a lot when we've been doing this for such a long time. And like I said, he's one of those one hit wonders that keeps remastering the same old greatest hits over and over again. But also the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, thinking you're gonna get a different outcome.
He is insane. He is
Well,
insane. If you
he
listen to that episode that we did
he
so
would think
long
he's
ago,
he would think he's an insane genius.
he thinks he's Kanye.
But and that's kind of what and I'll give him credit, and now people are like, what the fuck? I'll give him credit. His delusion of grandeur did. I'll give him and I gave him his flowers, and I'll give him flowers again. It got him to a certain point. Like, you got to give the guy, you got to give this fucking Redact a little bit of credit here. It got him to a certain point. It wasn't maintainable. That was the thing. You're rocket shipping your ass up there, but you're rocking your ship on a Mickey Mouse fucking rocket ship. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. So I'll give him credit because his determination got him as far as it could, but you couldn't overlap anybody, and everyone started overlapping you, and I think that's the resentment moving forward, that with everyone else going around. You know what I mean? And whatever trauma he suffered as a child and as a grown man, as a young man that he was back in the day, it's it just bleeds into what he's doing right now. And like I said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. I've been podcasting since 2017, and people be like, "You still mention this guy?" I mention it because it's funny, and like I said, I monetize the fuck out of it. If I wasn't making money off of this, I would not be making fun of it.
But he's a part of Ramble history. So, I
No, and
mean,
and it's funny because a couple weeks ago he literally was viewing my page, and I saw the notification that he followed and unfollowed, and luckily it saved on my phone, and I go, see, things like this is what it makes it funny. And I put it up, and people were laughing, people were commenting, and obviously that week's episode, people were wondering if I'm going to mention it. I got downloads, which means I got paid, which means I got new subscribers, because people then were going swinging over to Patreon to be like, okay, if he didn't say nothing on this episode, he's probably said it on Patreon. Let me swing over to Patreon. Let me go check it out. If when the guy whenever I stop getting those checks for making fun of him, I'll stop making fun of him.
that's never gonna happen.
Exactly. I still people think I'm joking when I said when I bought my first when I started buying equipment, it was like when I say that motherfucker's beef with me, paid for some of the equipment, like he paid for this equipment. Because he made people come to the page when he gave me free publicity. And it's funny, good, and I'm gonna point this out. Listen to this episode right now. And this I'll say this right now. I will buy you guys a personal shirt from Yuli's account to give to the fans. So hold me to this, Yuli. If you can mention how many times I mentioned that guy's podcast and mention his name on this podcast.
Holy
If you
fuck.
could say how many times I did it, because I'll tell you this, you're not gonna find me once say that motherfucker's name, and not his legal name, his nickname. If you notice, I refuse to ever mention his name because I don't like giving away free publicity. So I dare you guys to listen to this episode when it airs out and tell me how many times I mentioned his legal name or his podcast name. And if you and Yuli will correct it. If I did, I will buy a shirt off of the account, and you can give it to the fans.
Damn, that means I'll have to go back and listen to this myself and just be like,
Yeah, you do.
yeah, I haven't listened. Well, I listened to my own episodes, but
Well, you know what the thing is, you can always advertise it and have them tell you, oh, he said it on this marker, this marker, and this marker.
Now you're just giving away free. Now you're just giving away the game, bro.
Oh, you
You
can.
know, it's free real estate at this point now.
If you listen on Apple Podcasts, you can always search the name and it'll tell you when you said that name.
What? No
Hey,
way.
yeah. It
That's
was funny. It was funny because I did a skit where I made fun of Escaleto not paying steak dinners, and
oh yeah,
Jose
yeah,
shout
yeah.
Jose out to Jose Ramos. Jose Ramos said, "Perfect quote. Don't get into steak betting if you can't afford a steak." And Jose he said that was the sickest line they said, and I'm like, I said that. He goes, yeah. And like, when the fuck did I say that? And Jose's like, I don't know, bro. I'm like deep into this episode. I don't want to rewind back. So I was like, fuck, how do I find it? So if you go on Apple Podcast and it gives you like the transcripts,
Uh-huh.
the bottom of the transcript is a search engine, and I just typed steak, and it sent me straight to the segment where I said steak, and you click on it, and it gives you right then and there where I said the steak dinner segment.
Shit, it doesn't do that on Spotify.
No, no, you gotta
Spotify,
think
it just gives you like the like each like
transcript.
segment, you know, stuff like that, but it doesn't give you
There you go. So
everything.
so go ahead and go to Apple. Go to just go if you're not subscribed yet, go subscribe to Inside the North Side on Apple Podcast and go check it out. And like I said, I'm putting the fucking bounty on me. Name how many times I said this motherfucker's nickname and podcast name on this episode. If I mentioned it more than once, I will get you a t-shirt or a hat. Anything that's not above $25.
That's nothing on the page. Oh, I gotta
You
fix that shit.
put that as a sample clip right there. Yeah, no, that's what I'm
Nothing
saying.
about $25.
It's that's what I'm saying, but I don't give out free publicity. Like, if you watch the show, I don't do it. I bleep it. I don't give out free publicity. This motherfucker did it. A lot of people laughed when I said this motherfucker paid for my equipment. He did because he flocked a lot of fuckers over. There, there's no such thing as bad publicity, and I am true. Bram Alcoholics is a true definition of that. To this day, it is a true definition that we're going 10 years next year. It is a true definition that we do not do bad publicity. We're going to do 9 years on August 17th, which is funny. It was around the August 17th is the same day my daughter was born. Yes. First episode of Ramlock Homes aired August 17th.
Coincidence? I think not.
Exactly. I think not, right? So, but yeah, that's what we do.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's I'm just blown away about this shit's still going on. I left. I wasn't like associated with the LA shit anymore because of some stuff. I come back and I'm like, still?
And then we still fight amongst each other. And then now it's like now the LA podcast scene is kind of split between the PC podcasters and then the regular kind of like radical podcasters are just doing their thing. Like now it's an offshoot, like everyone's doing their own thing, and a lot of them are not even podcasting anymore.
Who's not podcasting anymore? If
There's some kickbacks not doing it anymore. He's dedicated to coaching. Um, I think dude from LA doesn't. I don't see his stuff anymore. Ask the fellas, they do it, but I think they do it sparingly here and there. Like there's a lot of guys that were doing it before that weren't doing it as often anymore, or or they just grew up and do it less now. And I got called, not called out for that, but I was made aware, like, you're one of the last Mohicans that still does everything weekly. There's guys that are doing it bi-weekly, monthly, every quarter. They'll drop an episode. Like I'm still doing a recurring weekly episode every week. Like it's rare. Like I think now this year we're taking more time off because I got my kid now. There's more family events because I have a kid. And then I gotta make room because I don't want to burn myself out. That's one thing that doing this for such a long time, I don't burn myself out. If I feel kind of burnt out, I'll be like, Gary, we're taking the week off. You do you, I'm gonna do me. Like I know Gary takes his trips in September, so I already know that either I gotta look for a guest for at least 2 weeks because Gary takes a 2 week vacation. Either I gotta find a back to back guest, or we go on a 2 week hiatus. That's kind of where I'm at right now because this is the first time I'm not going to have Escalante or Mr. Lou here with me. Who knows? Maybe Lou will cover for Gary for 2 weeks. I don't know. Or I can get Jose. I can get anybody. Or I just be like, you know what? I'm gonna do a 2 week hiatus and that's it.
in September. I mean, that would be nice. I mean, you know.
There you go. I mean, you got to sell your Roadcaster again. On it.
Well, you know what? My new obsession is Chicago now. So I already went to LA twice, and after the second time, I was like, Damn,
The
it
podcasters in
does.
Chicago now.
None. Actually, none. I have not reached out or looked at any podcasters in Chicago.
They're all shooting each
I've
other.
clearly just gone for just because. So I initially had went,
They're just shooting each other over there.
huh?
They're just shooting each other. That's why there's no podcast. I heard they call it Chirac.
No, they hate that name. It's not true. Everything you see on TV and all that, it's not really true,
My
bro.
brother
I
was
look,
there a couple
bro.
weeks ago.
Everybody, I mean, everybody knows about the story already. But I mean, I walked through South Chicago, South Side Chicago, one of the worst parts of Chicago. Nothing happened to me. Just some fucking Mexican walking down, and they're just like, "Nah, we're not gonna fuck with him. Yeah, he's cool. You know, nothing happened.
Well, same
You
here.
know,
When I went to Philly and I walked there in like the apparently one of the harshest streets in Philly, like it was like a normal day for me.
I mean,
Nothing happened to me normal.
there's a lot of people that kind of look like you out there. So,
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you know, North Side Philly is a lot of Latinos, so I'm sure they're just like, oh, this is one of those fucking.
But no, I was in South Philly, bro.
Oh, you were in South Philly?
I was in
Oh, they're
South
probably
Philly,
like
bro.
they're probably like one of those fucking watermelons coming over here from the north
Probably.
side.
I thought I was Dominican too, because I did have a tan that time.
How you know
I
I'm
don't know.
Dominican papi? How you know?
I did have my fro. I didn't cut my hair that whole week, so I kind of like made it a kind of froish. I don't know, but yeah, Chicago is one of the places I actually want to go visit next, and I think I probably will go soon
I
because I
do.
know my brother went there. My brother raved about it. I know the California Cowboy was out there, but he's banned because he went to a Hooters and called everyone in Chicago gay, saying that Chicago's full of bags.
Oh man. Ooh. No, I'm just joking.
I know.
No, dude,
Yeah,
there's something about Chicago. Um, I can't really. It's like I'm not gonna say it's a I'm not gonna be cliche and say it's a magic, but I think based on based on us, like we watch movies and we music and stuff like that. You mean you even have the um the ending thing from the Blues Brothers, on your show.
yeah.
So it's like there's always a little bit of Chicago in everybody. So when I first went, I was just like, holy shit, this is the same place that Ferris Bueller. This is the same shit for fucking the Blues Brothers. This is where Chicago Blues is. This is where the Cubs are at. This is where all these great things have happened, and I'm in this city, and I've been in love with it ever since. I can't get enough of going to Chicago. It's great. It's fucking great. I want to go up there and kind of live up there, but the thing is, it's kind of hard to move up there when you live down here and shit's not really working down here, and you want to move up there because you want to get away from everybody from the south.
Do it.
I want to. I've said this so many times. I haven't really told certain people, but like I feel like there's Chicago's calling me, and while it would be funny to actually take Inside the North Side to the north side of Chicago, um, it's very tech bro so I don't know if it would work out, but it would be cool. Like I said, I have not really reached out to any podcasters. It was mainly just for fun. I had a good time listening to the music. I had a good time checking out the food, the culture, and that was the last thing in my mind was podcasting because I was just like, nah, this is my vacation. Like I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm have a good time. Now that you said it, I might, be like, hey, what you guys doing? You just want to do a
Especially,
podcast?
especially nowadays with today's tech, you don't even have to take a roadcaster. Like you can go pay less than $80 for those like wireless mics they connect to your phone and be like, hey, you want to do a podcast real quick? Here, hold this fucking clip and fucking let's knock this shit out, bro.
How bad is the Chicago deep dish? What the fuck you say? Dude, that's
That's
the
what I'm
other
saying.
podcast.
Dude, I would. There was. I think there was a moment during that we were going to take this on. This is before me and Escalante became dads. We were going to go on the road. We were going to do road trips. I think we were going to go to Arizona, and there was a podcast in Arizona we were going to go to, and then COVID happened. I remember that was our like goal. Like, you know what? Fuck yeah, dude. Let's take this on the road. Like, let's go interview people and do this. And because I have a Yeti mic, and I go, if this fucking Redact can do it on a fucking Yeti mic, and I know at least how to work sound, let's just fucking go and interview these motherfuckers. And I forgot it was a podcast that based their podcast out of a radio station.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because we were on the show, and they were like, "Hey, come down, guys!" And we were supposed to do it. So it'd be crazy that you did that. Like where you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go to Chicago. Let me go there. You know, and you don't do it all the time, but when you do go out there, you fucking interview one person or two people and do your shit. But I think, but like you said, you go out there for leisure and pleasure. You don't go out there for business. And I mean, if Chicago's calling you, bro, I mean, you don't want to live in that situation. You don't want to live in a life where like you look back 30 years later going, should have moved to Chicago.
Especially now that I'm a single man with no kids, no wife or nothing, which is apparently a red flag. But yeah, yeah, I don't
Apparently.
know. But traveling too, it's a lot different. Like my first time going to the West Coast was going to visit you guys, and it was liberating. It was great. And while yes, I did podcast while I was there because that was called the quote unquote great podcast invasion, coined by Megatard, but that was mainly for business, but it was also pleasure in a way. But I think since I've taken so much time from the podcast and I've kind of have two separate lives, it's like my personal life and then like my podcast life, is where when I travel now, I don't listen to podcasts, I don't look up podcasts, local podcasts, and I don't try to make friends with anybody who's like I just go. Like a couple years ago, me would have been like, I gotta find people in Chicago. I gotta make friends with these people. I gotta come on their podcast. They gotta come on mine. I gotta go when it's like no, like I'd rather just separate the two and
You want
just
to live
have
in the moment.
live in a moment. Yeah, man. Because I've done so much, and Chicago's great. I think you would love it. Um, because dude, you don't even need a car. You don't even need a car. You don't need to rent a car. It's like the transportation is great wherever you're coming from. If it's Midway, if it's O'Hare, you can take the L. You can take the L train. It takes you wherever you need to go. If you want to go into fucking downtown Chicago, they have trains. They're just it's crazy because last year. So I came from Midway, which is kind of like on the south side, whatever, and took a train, got to my Airbnb, walked like 15 minutes, and then when I was done, I was like, okay, walked another 15 minutes coming back, got on the train, and just used that as my transportation. Yeah, you have to walk a lot, but I mean, fuck, if you can take a train for 15 days, I mean, for $15 for like 3, 4 days, and you don't have, I mean, fuck it. It's easy. The food's great, the music's great, the people are not rude. They're very nice people, really nice people. Um, what else? They know how to have a good time, obviously. And they don't give a fuck about shit. If something's in their fucking way, they will move that fucking shit to get through. One instance was the first day of Riot Fest. Blink 182 had just finished their set and everyone's leaving. Well, no, everybody went this certain way and dumb me followed because I was like, where are they going? And they they saw the sign where it's like no exit. And they're like, the fuck? There is an exit. This leads into the street. These people, I swear to God, literally walked behind the vendors and we're like, we're gonna go out this way. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Y'all gotta go back. The exit's that way. And they're like, fuck you. This one dude was literally gonna fight a vendor because he was talking shit. The vendor was like, hey dude, what the fuck? Why are you being a bitch? He's like, nah, fuck you, bitch. And he's like, come fight me then, bitch. Obviously, they didn't fight because they ended up in the gates. And I was like, wow, these people do not give a fuck. If they need to get through, they will get through, however. And I'm like, it's very inspirational. I should use that. But yeah, the only bad thing that happened, other than the last time when I lost my phone, is I got sick off of, I don't know how old that pizza was, but that and Miller Lite.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I had a beer. I had a beer in the morning because I was like, fuck it, I'm on vacation. I'm gonna have a fucking beer. So I was like, fuck it, I'm a Miller Lite. I drank two. And I was like, cool, hell yeah. And then I was like, I'm gonna get some pizza. That shit fucked up my whole day. I felt sick. As soon as I got back to my Airbnb, I know I fucked up that toilet in some way, somehow.
I think I remember seeing your face of do not rent the home to this guy.
I know the plumbing, that 100-year-old plumbing was like, oh my God, where's this guy from? Like this shit's are not normal. So, but other than that, no, dude, I think you would love Chicago. Being new,
My
how
brother went
new,
there a couple years ago, and he said you'll love it.
you right?
Yeah, Beer went out there a couple years ago with his ex. Um, Pappy and the Cowboy go out there because they have a contract there to drop off containers.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
trucker, so they go out there all the time. I mean, like I said, the California Cowboy was just kicked out of Chicago for calling everyone fags. So I
Yeah,
was like,
the climate right there is kind of a little different than the last time I went. But yeah, dude, I think you'll love it. I think you'll love it.
I know
It's
that's one of our destination spots. We're like, okay, we gotta go check this out.
one of my destinations this year is hopefully I will be going to Philly. So the other twin is going to Philly. I've been thinking about this for a while. I was supposed to go last year, didn't go, but this year I was just like, you know what? It's the 250th anniversary of the United States being
I know.
born. What's more patriotic and what's more loving of my country than go to Philadelphia where it was
Did you
all like where it was
did you
there,
go
you know?
to hey, you know what though? I love it out there. I don't think I've always said it on the show. I would have moved there. There was a moment, dude, I want to move here. It's nice. I think the community, like, it was so good because we stayed in downtown, but we traveled all over the place
Mhm.
through, like, again, walking or taking the train or Uber. We took it all over the place, but it was good. The nightlife was good. The food was good. Everyone was so nice. I remember I came back saying I hated New York, and New York was just fucking rude. Look, well, no, because in Philly, I forgot where the fuck we were trying to go. Because my wife found I think a botanical garden somewhere, but I guess it was like famous for some. I forgot what the fuck. And we wanted to take the train, and we were lost. And I remember there was a police officer. Go, hey, how do we get to the train station here? And he goes, oh yeah, you go this way, and then you go keep on straight. And he told us all this thing, super polite. Okay, perfect, bro. Left. When I was in New York, we were trying to look for Central Park, and I remember I went over to a fucking cop, and I go, "Hey, can you help us? Can we try to look Central Park?" And this fucking cop looks at me up and down like I'm fucking bothering him, and he didn't even answer. He just walked away, and I go, "Motherfucker!" I go. And then I remember I went to the pretzel guy, and I go, "Hey man, how do I get to Central Park, man?" I'm like, "Am I going in the right direction? I keep going this," and he just looks at me like, "Are you gonna buy something?" And I'm like, "Not anymore." I go, "Fuck!" I just walked away. I go, "Rude piece of shit, man. Fuck New York, dog."
Should have been an asshole at that moment though.
Yeah, but Philly was like the best. And then when I remember that, obviously because my wife knows I'm a big boxing fan, and I like Rocky Balboa. She was like, "Hey, well, I booked a brewery, and I was so much into beer at that time and breweries. I booked a brewery tour in South Philadelphia, 2 blocks away from where Rocky used to live, like in the movie Rocky."
Oh shit.
So I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, okay, we went." Obviously, we went to go to the house, but they looked like shit. It looked like a crack den. And then my wife was like, "Yo, can we just like, yeah, no, 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 real quick. I'm just, this is where Rocky was at. Fuck it." And then when we walked a couple blocks down, and the brewery's right there, and we fucking had some beers. We drank a good while, and then there was a pizzeria not that far, so we had pizza, and we fucking ate, and then we went back to our room, chilled out, and 2 blocks away from the Airbnb we were at, there was like a nice like little club bar area. We went there, had some drinks, called it a night, and then we went to a bodega that's open 24 hours to go get Philly cheesesteaks.
Do you remember the name of the bodega?
No, I don't. But this is the funny thing. You ask anybody in Philly where the best Philly cheesesteaks are, yeah, they'll always tell you go to this bodega, go to that bodega, go to this bodega. They never tell you to go to the world two of the most famous fucking Philly cheesesteak spots. They said it's trash.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm not lying. I was there for 5 days. When we have 4 or 5 days, it was what 5 days, 4 nights, and we ate Philly cheesesteaks every day except for the day we were in New York because New York was a turnaround trip,
Okay.
and every bodega spot Philly cheesesteak was on point. So every time I would tell people go to the bodegas and ask for the Philly cheesesteak, because if you go
Yeah.
to whatever iconic spots, they suck.
I've
These
been
other places,
gathering information. They'll be like, hey, what's the best place to go for Philly? And they'll give me like 50 different fucking places. And they're like, if you go to these fucking places, I swear to God, we're gonna beat your fucking ass. I was like,
nah, I tried everything. There's
okay.
one place I did like that made alcoholic milkshakes.
Ooh.
But you can only you buy the milkshake downstairs and you go upstairs to the bar, and then they already give you a receipt and they'll add whatever you want. So I ended up having a Jack Daniels milkshake. And with my Philly cheesesteak, because they sell Philly cheese. So it's a deli downstairs and a bar upstairs. I gotta get the name of that one because that one actually I did like. That was actually pretty good. My wife was already tired of Philly cheesesteaks. I was like, no, I can have this shit every day.
It's hard finding a good Philly cheesesteak out here. So what I've noticed is a lot of Philadelphians or I don't know what they call themselves, but they are moving to Houston. The same with how people from Chicago were moving to Houston like 20 years ago. People from Philly are moving over here, and they're bringing their cheesesteaks and they're bringing all this shit. I've encountered a couple of places that have had really, really good cheesesteaks here in Houston, but it's hard because I have to go outside of the city limits, which is fucking horseshit. You know, I don't want to go to fucking Katy to go get a fucking a Philly cheesesteak. Like, fuck no, you know? And I know this is sacrilegious, but I go to fucking, I go to Jersey Mike's to get it because it's closer and it's pretty
Oh,
good. Not gonna lie.
I mean, it's
But
okay. But when you try this one, when you go there and try it, you're gonna be like, fuck Jersey Mike's.
fuck Jersey. No, I like Jersey Mike's. I can't talk shit
No,
about
no,
it.
believe me, you'll say fuck Jersey Mike's.
There's oh, man, what's the name of it called? I'm gonna shout it out because they had really good cheesesteaks. I'm gonna look it up and then we will move on from that conversation because God, I'm hungry for a minute. Um, what's it called? Fucking Birds and Buns. Shout out to Birds and Buns. They're a little food truck that's right in front of Patterson Park. It's a bar out there. This is where Philly fans meet up during the season to watch our fucking favorite team, the Philadelphia Eagles, play. And they're out there and they got really good cheesesteaks. Bro, the wings that they had, oh my God. So I ordered this honey lemon pepper wings.
Mm.
Holy shit. This shit was so good. I thought I was gonna be diabetic at the end of the fucking of my wing tenure. But they were so good. The Philly cheesesteak was so good. Shout out to them. I think the people are from Philly, so they know how to do it. But I am excited because I do want to travel more this year. Um I was thinking about going to Seattle for a couple days, just maybe for the weekend. Go back to Chicago and maybe in May, and then hopefully hit up Philly later on in the year. You know, that's my goal. That's what I want to do. But fucking Southwest Airlines is fucking with me now. The way they do their fucking flights and shit. I'm like, holy fuck! I don't even know if I should fly anymore. It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah, fuck no.
So, but if there's a will, there's a way. So we'll figure it out
There
you
you go.
know. But yeah, I want to do more. I want to go to Seattle. I want to go back to Chicago. I love it there. And then hopefully go to Philly because I've read about a lot of it. You know, one of the most walkable cities in the country. The people are great. You know, the food is great. The culture is great. I know I would fit in like a fucking glove wearing my fucking gear and getting to be an asshole for people, you know, and calling them dickheads because that's one of the lingos, you know, go birds, dickhead. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully that happens. And hopefully I can go watch a game out there. It's fucking
There you
expensive.
go.
That's my thing.
But like you said, there's a will, there's a way.
If there's a will, there is a way. We will try to get out there. Uh, I don't. I thought it was going Trump, and then I don't know where that ended. So,
It goes south. It's something. It's hard to maintain that ship or to steer that car. So that I
this
believe me, I
this
know
this German ship, this 100-year-old German ship.
it's hard to maintain it, bro. It's something you just go all over the place. Something you gotta just let it flow out of you.
I let it flow like flow.
You gotta let it flow like flow. Jesus.
You gotta let it flow like flow. Fuck, man. So what else? I mean, I think we talked about Megatard and a lot of other shit.
I think we got covered a good chunk. I know we covered that guy. I know we covered Rambling Alcoholics here and there. So, how to work on the podcast. I mean, shit, what else we got?
Well, let me ask you this: since I'm about to hit my 200th soon,
Mm.
um, any words of advice on the next 100, and like whatever inspiration you got for me that since I'm about to hit 200.
You know what? You know what? the 200 mark is a big milestone. It was for me because when I hit the 100th, I was already we kind of hit a couple bumps on the road to get to 100. A lot of people know the two lost episodes we did that kind of like stagnant before we hit 100. So 200 is very dear to my heart, because one, I didn't think we were gonna get to that point, and two, you realize like, holy shit, I've dedicated 200 episodes of this. Like I put down 200 episodes, which is like X amount of hours, seconds, minutes, whatever you want to put. It hits different. But after you hit that milestone, everything else just goes so quick that you think when you blink, you're already at 300. Because I remember I was so excited getting to 200 that I remember like I didn't even realize we were getting to 300 until Mr. Lubright goes, "Damn, we're about to hit 300." I'm like, "Fuck, we just hit 200 not that long ago." So blink and you'll miss it. You're gonna realize, holy shit. Sometimes you gotta like stop and smell the roses. That 200 is kind of that rose, like where you have to stop, be like, and smell what you did, and then take it all in, be like, holy shit. And like I said, I've gone back and listened to old episodes of myself and see the evolution of some of the stuff, and you're like, oh shit. So 200 to me it's a milestone because it's kind of like Jesus 200. Like it's a big thing, dude. Like you've done it 200 times. Not counting special guest appearances, not counting Patreon, 200 episodes, not counting the IG lives, 200 episodes.
It would have been. Oh, I probably would have hit 300 if I didn't take those breaks for the first couple of years of the podcasting, because I was just like I'm so adamant about doing everything every week. But I don't think it's hit me that I've done almost 200 episodes.
It's
I think
when you get there.
I think that's what I'm more focused on is like just trying to get there to this point because like I mean this is episode 198. I have 199 happening this weekend, so those are already going to be recorded when I drop them. But the 200th episode is going to be a special one. It's going to be me. It's going to be Daniel of Street Couch Podcast. It's going to be Caesar of Thinking Boy Podcast, and we have a special guest. I'm not really going to say who the special guest is, but it's somebody who we all three have recorded with, and who is a fan of the podcast. And I'm excited to have him on because he's super cool. But I'm gonna keep that one for a secret until the episode hits. We're gonna film that. We're gonna film that episode too.
Oh, but are you gonna do it live? You gonna do like?
No, we won't do it live. We might do a pre-live just to like fuck around and talk and this and that. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the schematics of everything, but we will film that one live. My friend Caesar will film that for us. So we're going to celebrate that moment together as friends and as podcasters, as the Houston heavy hitters, Triple H's.
Again, bro. I'm telling you, I got a lot of flack for that shit.
Well, tell them they can come smack their gums to me about this shit.
You, I'm just saying, it's cool that you're influenced by us, but fine.
It's kind of a spur of the moment thing. The reason I think I had thought about it because my friend Caesar loves wrestling. So I was like, wrestling, Triple H, he's cool. He's a badass dude. And I'm like, we're Houston-based podcasters. And I was like, we do hit pretty hard when it comes to certain episodes. Like we're just, knocking them out and stuff like. So I was like, I don't think he would care. I think it's been a couple of years now that the heavy hitters are kind of disbanded. They had their
he calls when he needs.
They had their Beatles run, for a couple of years and then just disappeared and did their own thing together.
We're still gonna do a rooftop. Don't trip.
I'll see when I believe it. But I was just like, yeah, I don't think he would care. So I was like, why not Triple H, Houston heavy hitters? And they're like, yeah, we like it. We've done already 3 episodes, I think, as Houston heavy hitters. Yeah, one at my place, one at Daniel's, one at Caesar's. So
I like that though. Like I'll say that's kind of what I like about those collabs, that you're able to like sit down and do this episode, because I love doing like when I was like the whole inception of Heavy Hitters was just like when it came off of having Yuli and Ramos here one time. And we were shooting the shit, and it was like we were laughing, like, dude, the energy in this room, like it was so electric that even B-Ray walked in, and then at that day, I think Penny surprised us, and then Penny came in like halfway into the show, and it was like, yo, this episode is so electrifying that it's like gravitating a lot of people in here. And I remember the compliments we got, like you guys were so funny, and da da da. And I remember I did it a couple more times, and then bringing in the same people, and I was like, okay, Heavy Hitters, let's do it, let's do it. I mean, obviously, someone else called us Heavy Hitters, and then we just took that name and monetized it. So again, it goes back to like I'll stop talking about it when I start making money off of it, and I made money off of that. But it's funny because when someone brought it up to me, like, "Hey, did you know the Yuli has a Heavy Hitters?" And I'm like, "What? Well, let me check this out, man. Fuck
Who
that." 'Cause
who told you this? I
I'll
want to
tell
know.
you off the air. Don't worry about that. I'll tell you off the air.
Tell me who his cocksucker is, because I can
I'll
call him
tell you
out.
off the air. I'll tell you off the air. And fucking they were like, hey, he has his own Heavy Hitters. I'm like, what the fuck? Let me check this shit out. And I go, oh, this motherfucker have a Heavy Hitters. All right. Okay. I did my Denzel. Okay. All right. All right,
All
man.
right,
Okay.
all right, okay. Oh, okay, okay,
All
okay.
right, motherfucker. Okay. But I was like, oh, hey, fuck yeah. Like, good for him, man. And I'm not going to say I've had the pleasure to listen to it yet, but I am now that you said that that's going to be around your 200 episodes, you're going to have that. I'm going to listen to it for sure.
We have good chemistry.
And that's what and when you're able to get that and put it on a podcast, that's even fucking the best.
Let me see. The last heavy hitters one we did was back in damn, when was it? It was forgot what time. But this time we had to, so we take turns doing the episode at each other's house. So
Okay.
like I started with my apartment, Daniel started at his house, Caesar started at his apartment. So now that it's come back around, it's coming back here. And then when we do Daniel's, we'll do it at his studio that he has now, which is where he practices for his band. Um, but yeah, think of it as the southern headquarters for heavy hitters,
There you go.
like a branch off. Like oh, like he was a part of the OG, but he branched off and did his own thing. Now he has his own heavy hitters, but it's somewhat rooted in the LA based home of what it is. And yeah, like I told you, like I've always wanted like my own thing like that. I had it with you guys for a little bit, you know, but now it's a breath of fresh air that I finally have something like this of my own, and it's great. My friends are great. I love them. We support each other. We do each other's podcasts when we can, and it's all love. And we all want to see each other grow. Sadly, we don't have that one small smidget that we all can gang up on and talk shit about.
You'll find it. Don't worry. But no, but
It could have been the goose. It could have been the goose, but he had already, that done kicked it.
But that's the beauty of that is that you guys enjoy each other's company and it comes out in these episodes, and you guys are doing it because you guys like doing it. And especially when you meet like-minded people like yourself that are doing the same thing and you guys all mesh, it comes out. And like I said, it's like just that electrifying thing that you feel it. Like I remember feeling it, like, oh shit, like this is great. Obviously,
Yeah,
I didn't feel it at the live show, but because that was a different story for another day and another story. But when we did it, I'm like, damn, I feel it all the way to my finger, like the electricity of doing this with these guys. It's like, oh shit, like it makes you step up your game. It's almost like a top athlete playing with another top athlete at his level, and you're just going, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's fucking go. Yeah, that's how I looked at it when I did it with Jose and Kickback, and I mean, I can't say the other guy because he wasn't in that level. He just happened to be the run to the litter. Then they just tagged along, but it's just you're just fucking going back and forth, and the creativity is flowing. You just feel it. You feel it, and the way you're describing it is the same reason why I like doing it with those guys, because you just fucking feel it right there. Like, oh, okay,
I mean, we well, I can say this. Dare we have our own similar rambling alcoholics in our own way when we do the drunk cast,
there you go.
which kind of started accidentally, because my friend Daniel had us over for I don't know if it was his birthday or just kind of a get together. And we were all sitting around the table drinking, talking shit. And he brought out his phone and he was like, do you guys want to record? And I was like, fuck it, let's just do it. So that's how the Drunkcast was born. And we did Drunkcast 2.0 last year. While it was bigger and better, um, it was just too many mouths talking at once because I had brought my equipment, and you can't really tell what everyone's saying. But this time we do it every year. We're gonna start doing it every year now. We're not gonna make it like a every time kind of thing because everybody who was a part of the Drunk Cast has their own thing. Matt and Julian have Midnight Spies. Daniel has Street Couch. He has his band Centillion. I have my shit, the music that I'm doing. Um, the homie Kiko has the Kiddos. So we're all doing our own thing. But there is one day out of the year where all the minds get together and do a drum cast. So we'll we're already planning it for this year. Where we're gonna do. We might take it to Austin. I don't know. We might take it to Austin. Our friends moved to Austin. We might take the drunk cast to Austin. Who fucking knows? I don't know who's gonna be. Oh, you know what? I have one good person who is an alcoholic who would be lovely to have on that fucking episode. And I'm gonna call him up when we're in Austin. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. But yeah, we have our own kind of rambling, but we do it every year. So you are right in a way. We are. I am inspired a little bit by Ramicaholics, but it's because we're such good friends and what you do works. And I'm like, I might take a cracking shot out of it and see what's up.
I never take a I never it's funny because I think people be like, oh, what the fuck, like when the whole heavy, I don't take it personal. I think it's a fucking, to me it's a compliment that okay, cool. Like if I took it as like, okay, cool, this fool found his ensemble to call it Heavy Hitters. That's the way I took it. Like, okay, this fucker found his group and created this offshoot. Fuck it, why not?
I am the cult leader. I am the cult leader in the Houston.
There you go. Fuck it, man. Fuck it, dude. Like to me, it's yeah. When you say the drunk ass, fuck it, dude. Like to me, I take it as a compliment, but also it's like fuck yeah. If it can give people that thing where like, I want to do that, but do my own version of it. Fuck it, why not? That is a form of flattery to me. Like when I hear stuff like that, and this isn't me joking around. That's like I'm like, oh shit, okay. Especially because I remember when I first started, and I remember people would be like, oh, I listen to your show, and I'm doing my own. It's a little bit different than yours. I'm like, oh, how so? Yeah, I'm doing the podcast with my friends, and what are you guys doing? Oh, we're just sitting around getting drunk. Yeah, but it's kind of like what I do. No, but it's different, man. We're gonna talk sports. Got it. It didn't last.
It didn't obviously. It doesn't.
Doesn't last. But like I said, like to me, when you hear you talk about it, like, hell yeah, bro, do it. Like I'm fucking. When I remember when they brought it up to me, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? Okay, I'm like, okay, the fucker got his own little offshoot. Fuck it, why not? Do it. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
And it's growing even more. We have another person who might be a part of the Heavy Hitters. He's a newcomer. My friend Francisco, he's doing his own podcast. Mind you, it's a religious podcast, which hey, that's cool. I love it. But sooner or later, we will get him into the Heavy Hitters atmosphere and start, doing stuff with him and stuff. Like he's a cool guy. He's great. I had him on the podcast a couple times. But yeah, it's growing even more. I think there was somebody else I had recognized that was doing podcast. If not, it could be like a comedian or something like that would try to do. But yeah, like I'm gathering my own, Southern Heavy Hitters, Houston Heavy Hitters world where I am the cult leader of that that specific one. And yeah, it's fun, dude. But it is because of you. Like if I wouldn't have met you, I probably wouldn't have had that idea to do it with my friends. But since we gel so well together, it's like I do take inspiration from you. I'm not gonna lie. Like, listening to rambling for all these years and us having a good friendship and talking, and I'm just like, it worked for Jaime. Why not try it? And it works. Your formula works. So I'm a testament to it. I'm not your son, but I'm a former colleague who's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna try it myself.
He drank the Kool-Aid, ladies and gentlemen, and he liked it. He
That's
drank
funny.
the Ramble Kool. He drank the Ramble Cold Kool-Aid, and he liked it. And he's using it over there now.
When you don't go to Waco and drink the Kool-Aid, though, that's all I'm gonna say. Just don't drink the
See,
Kool-Aid.
my Kool-Aid is real wine though. So,
um, but yeah, okay. So we're coming up on the end. Obviously, we've been
I
talking.
know, right? I was like, wait, how long have we been doing for 5 hours?
Oh man, fuck! I wish, but nobody
Well,
has that. Nobody
I
has the
know
intention to spend for 5 hours.
I'm gonna say we were on for 5 hours, guy, but he had to cut it down to an hour and a half.
So much shit, so much cursing, so many.
So
Just
many, so many redacted stuff we're gonna take out. Put it on Patreon for you guys.
um, but yeah. So before we close,
Mm.
before we end this, I am going to give you your flowers. Even though I gave you a couple things, I will give you your flowers. I
Yeah.
do appreciate your friendship that we have had for a good couple of years now. I do appreciate that I can go to you for certain things, for certain
Always.
questions about podcasting. Um, I do appreciate that you reached out to me for um, that low point that I had announced on the podcast when I was, thinking about certain things. You were the ones that reached out to me. Uh, so other so-called friends didn't really reach out, but you, Danny, Francisco, and Caesar were the ones that reached out to me. Um, and I appreciate for that. I appreciate you for a lot of things, bro. Like you are a really good friend. You're a really good twin in a way too.
Wow.
And I appreciate you for that, and I thank you, and I love you for that because it's like I don't have somebody like that I could reach out to and talk to like that podcast wise or even like brother wise.
No, yeah, for sure, bro. When we talked via Instagram and I met you in person, I was like, okay, this is a cool guy. It wasn't an awkward situation when I crashed the episode of Kickback and surprised your ass for talking shit about me. When I met you, like, no, you were cool as fuck, bro. When you got drunk on Shinerbach like a bitch, not even an hour into the show, but it's cool as fuck though. It's cool, dog.
I had been drinking earlier that day, sir.
I had to carry that fucking episode anyways. But it's beyond the point. I appreciate that you appreciate me.
You were making fun of me because my eyes were closed.
Yeah, man, who keeps their eyes closed? You open your fucking eyes, bro. The
I
fuck?
had been drinking that day. I think I drank a lot during that trip.
You did.
I drink a lot during that trip.
I walked in like an hour into the show, and I walked in already pre-gamed, and I still brought a bottle, and I think I tanked that bottle right there with you guys. And I had some of your Shiner Block too.
There's proof. There's video proof, fellas.
Yeah, there is video for that, which is still, I think, one of the highest episodes too.
Because of us. It's because of
But
us.
no, you know what though, bro? Like I said, like no joking aside, like I said, we've been talking for years, and meeting you in person that one time was cool as fuck. I think one of my biggest regrets is that I fucked up not scheduling correctly, and I left town when you were in town. And you could have done rambling with us, and that week we called it off because I forgot what the fuck I went out to go do, and that was kind of like fuck, this fool's in town. It would have been a fucking great ass episode to have you on. But talking to you on a personal level outside the podcast platforms, you one. I think you are a handful of people that I consider a true friend that I've met within the podcast community that I still keep in contact with and know about my personal life. There's not a lot of podcasters that can deep down say they know me on a personal level, and you are one of the handful of guys that know that. On some of the stuff that I went through or some of the stuff that I've been going through, you've been there and you've reached out for some stuff too. And the same thing, I appreciate you too. And this is kind of a gay fest. We're appreciating everybody. And I think this episode, I think we have like 3 different titles going for this episode. This episode, I appreciate you too.
I appreciate you too.
Yeah, I appreciate you too.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, there you go. What I'm saying. There's so many. Like, if you look back to this episode, there's so many titles we could work on. But no, I appreciate you, bro. Fuck yeah, and you're one of the few people that give me a platform. You were one of the few people that to this day still give me a platform to come talk. Because I don't do a lot of podcasts. Like well known that I don't do a lot. I've always stated that rambling's kind of that taboo podcast, and everyone listens to, but are embarrassed to admit. We're kind of like that porn section in the old school video stores when you would walk into the beaded room. And you look around to your right, you look to your left. All right, no one's watching. I'm gonna go inside the porn section. Like we're that podcast, and you're one of the few people that actually fucking said fuck, I'll have you on. And to this day, that I'll still have you on. Like, I mean,
yeah, of course, bro. It's like Why wouldn't I have you on? I would be such a fucking hypocrite if I didn't have a person who I considered a friend on, regardless of what his podcast is. Like I'm gonna give everybody a platform. I've given good people a platform, and I've given horrible people a platform, and very mid people platforms. But it's like, why not? I enjoy your content. I enjoy your friendship. Why wouldn't I not have you on? Like, we have a good time talking. We talk so much, we forget how long we've been talking, and we thought it
No,
was
seriously.
talking for hours. You
And
know,
sometimes people, I would love to go back and stream record. Sometimes we'll go in skits. We'll do skits and bits sometimes. And I'm like, that's not a bad fucking thing we just did. Sometimes, you know what? Like, I forgot what the fuck we were talking about. I think it was about that redacted. We did a couple skits, and I'm like, damn, I was wondering if it bothered him if I screen recorded this and put it on Patreon. I go,
no, uh, just let me know,
your
because
credit.
I've had people, and I will call them out. I don't know who was taking care of the Shop 29 um, Instagram page, but while there was some legality issues, if that's what the proper word is, there were some legal issues that were going on, and the fact that both the members of the band and one of the members that was thinking about suing about the band, um, they took clips from both of those episodes
Oh shit.
and used them without my consent. Wow, mind you, I wouldn't have gotten upset, but the fact that you went behind my back, whoever is in Shop 29, um, went behind my back and took that audio and threw up on Instagram to prove your point that this and this and this and that. Like, I did not like that shit at all. And I told my buddy who was going through that situation, I'm like, did you know your bandmates did that? And he was like, no, I didn't know that. And I was like, yeah, that's not cool. But I know you wouldn't do that. But yeah, I don't care if you screen
Oh, fuck.
record, just as long as you told me, like, hey, bro, I'm gonna use this for them. I'm like, yeah, cool, fuck it. As long as it's
That's what
not
I'm saying.
me saying anything like, you know,
No,
offensive.
no, I always kind of like look. I'm telling you that's another thing too. I usually now kind of look at like, you know what? Let me edit this for this person. Before I did it, it was like whatever you said, I'll put it on. But I've always been
Exactly.
respectful. But no, but yeah, I forgot it. It was like an old fucking little ski, like little stupid banter we did. I'm like, fuck, I should screen record this actually. Put some music behind it. There was like conversations. We were just talking all this shit, but it was hilarious that I remember that I had to stop. I think I had to stop what I was doing to actually reread it again to see what the fuck you put. And then my reply to what the fuck I put to you. And I remember it was so funny. And I remember thinking about like, hey, you know what? I should screen record this or like screenshot it and put it on the page. Because this is when I first started Patreon, and I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be that guy that fucking takes these personal because there's personal conversations. So, but but it shows that where we're at, like where we talk all this shit, and we're just bantering back and forth, and we still banter back and forth. Sometimes I'll just randomly hit you up with some stupid ass shit.
Yeah, like you've done the
I've hit you
Alejandro.
with I've hit you with like fucking Alejandro Jones voice messages, just telling you stupid shit.
I think I'd done the Rocky thing a couple times, and I was just like, I was like, nah, this one's kind of fucking stupid. Like, I gotta
That's
do
what I'm
better.
saying. Like those are conversations that like I go, I should just air this. Like not fun. It's like fuck them. Yeah, cause like ladies and gentlemen, sometimes I get bored and I'll just fucking message them stupid shit. Sometimes I'll just be
And I
like,
appreciate it because sometimes I don't hear shit from anybody. All in our group chats is just fucking videos. So I mean, it's just like, it's nice to have somebody actually speak out with words.
there you go.
Even if it's just like, crazy shit.
And I do it with almost everybody. Sometimes I'll just send random shit. Like sometimes I'll text Lou something stupid to just like snowball it into something else. Same
Which
thing
I
with
need to have him on. I told him we were supposed to come on and it never happened. But now that he's kind of like coming back into the fold, I would love to have Lou on, talk music, talk movies,
oh dude, you're
and
gonna have
stuff like that. So, because I do
shoot,
want to ask him about this one movie that I'm sure he might have some opinion on, Midnight Cowboy. I saw that movie and I just want to get his opinion
you'll
on it.
probably rip it, but yeah. I think he said I don't know if he said he liked it or not, but I remember we did talk about Midnight Cowboy one time. But fucking hell, man, Lou's always like I've always suggested to the guys, sell yourself, fucking go on these podcasts. And Lou's one of those guys that like, yeah. I know if I tell Lou, hey, Yuli wants to have you on, oh, let's do it. But yeah, but he's reach out to him. Oh yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him, and then like a month or two later, hey, did you reach out? No, I didn't. I haven't been busy.
I've been
I
making
remember that.
Rainbow Road, man.
Well, yeah, because I remember when he was like, "Hey, I want to promote the new album." All right, cool, man. I remember, "Hey, so and so wants to have you on the show." He said, "Oh, cool, cool." So I told him to reach out to you. Oh, yeah, yeah, I'll reach out to him. And I go, "Hey, did you reach out?" No, no, I haven't done it. I was like, "What the fuck?" I remember I had to book it for him. I'm like, dude. So he said, "If you're free this day." No, no, I'm busy. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have him message you. He says he's down. He's gonna message you. I already gave him your number. All right, cool. And then I forgot what show he did. And I'm like, motherfucker, just go on these shows, bro. Like, the fuck is it? Like, I'm your manager, but I can't. You don't. No, no, I haven't done it yet. Like, what the fuck? I used to remember that. Like, dude,
I
come
don't
on,
pay
dude.
you for this shit, Lou. You don't pay me
He
at
doesn't.
all.
Yeah, I don't pay him. I get free labor off of that. I don't pay him.
Just pay him in weenies, cold weenies.
Raw Eater Wieners Club. No, Lou has a handshaking agreement that if Netflix or Spotify were ever to buy us, that's when he would cash in and goes, "Hey, you remember those episodes I did? I'm gonna need a payout." Same thing with Gary. Gary's kind of like, "Yeah, I ain't charging now, but when we ever get that Spotify deal or YouTube or whatever the fuck's platform, I'm gonna need that money."
Brandon.
Escalante was the only dumb one to cash out when I made $2 on the Spreaker account, and he was, "Hey, I need $2. I need to cash out my shares of Rambling."
I need that quick pick real quick. Like I just need
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So he is Escalante cashed out on Rambling Alcoholic stock for $2 back in 2019.
RIP. RIP to that stock, man. All right. Hey, also Escalante, I don't know if you're gonna hear this, maybe you might. Fuck you. Fuck you. Big fuck you for calling Houston Houston.
It is
That gets on my fucking nerves. I swear, I'm sorry, but I think about it
Houston.
sometimes. I think about it sometimes, and I'm like, this cocksucker really got under my skin with this one.
That's how people in New York pronounce it, Houston.
I don't give a fuck what they pronounce. They can pronounce dick as doik. I don't care. I
They
don't
probably
care.
do, but I mean, you can't blame a guy like him who
Oh,
lived
because he lived in New York for how many fucking years? Oh,
10
big
years.
whoop they do. How many?
10. Yeah, bro, he's been
Can I
there.
redact that a little bit? Okay.
Yeah, bro, the fuck? He knew because he was here. They had the Houston. They
Oh
don't
my
pronounce
god.
H.
Hey
New
man,
Yorkers don't pronounce H.
look, New York is I don't know what New York is going through now, but anything they say, everything I would not take for a grain of mustard sauce at all.
Easy. All right.
But no, yeah, no, I'm just joking. But yeah, no, there are days where I think about that. I'm like, this motherfucker really said Houston.
I know. I remember he would be like, "Hey, oh, the guy from Houston." I'm like, "Yeah, that guy."
I'm like, oh god, I just want to choke your skinny ass neck.
I'll let you do it now.
Pause.
Yeah, you can go choke him if you want. You can have him.
I missed it. I can you son of a
Well,
bitch.
Escalante left because he found himself in the Epstein list. A lot of people don't even know that. You notice when the list
He
came
was
out,
redacted. He was redacted out of the list.
he was on the list. He was one of the Cabana boys, and so he was like, "I gotta disappear. Gotta disappear, brother." I'm
He
like, "Oh,
went to what's it called? Escondido, whatever they call where he went out
yeah."
there.
That's what he went to go hide out in Escondido because no one goes there, so no one's ever gonna find him there.
But no, man, it's fucking hilarious. But it's coming to that closing. I've already given your flowers.
Gracias.
At this part, you know what this is. Go ahead and promote what you need to promote. Promote Rambling Cinema, Cinnabon, Rambling Cinema. Damn, that's a fucking tongue twister.
It is.
Go ahead and just promote whatever you got to promote, bro. This is your floor.
Cool.
This is your house. This is your meatloaf, whatever you want.
My meat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, signing on to the Inside the Northside podcast. If you liked what I talked about and kind of want to hear me drunk, tune into the Rambling Alcoholics podcast. It's out every Saturday morning. So when you're hungover or you're getting ready to regret what you did on Friday night, tune into the Rambling Alcoholics podcast. Found on every major platform and YouTube as well for the Ramble Hour. Come and no Diddy. Come and join us for the Ramble Hour. And we're just gonna shoot the shit for an hour before we get into the second half. If you guys like everything we're doing and you guys want even more content, go into the Rambling Patreon page, Ramble Plus. We got bonus episodes. Like I said, we do a show called Ramble Pregame. We do a show after episode called La Concha, and in between you get Whiskey Untitled. You get once a month Ramble Spiracy, and you get all the bonus shows, all the shows before it airs out for free on Ramble Plus, like Ramble Cinema, which we're recording next Friday. If you guys want to listen to the full duration, raw, uncut, unedited, tune into the Rambling Patreon Ramble Plus. We have a $2, $5, and $7 tier. Each one has their own benefits, and you get a bang for your buck. I don't try to price gouge you guys. I love doing this content, so that's why I give it at that amount. So go ahead, check it out.
How much was the tier again? Can you remind me of that?
2, 5, and 7.
God, hey man, hey bro, $5?
Well,
$5?
the thing is, I used to have it big. I used to have it higher than that. And then I remember I started getting people to stop unsubscribing, and I remember one person be like, "Hey man, like it's either I pay for this or I pay for yours." And I go, you know what though, the economy's tanking, and I was like, you know what, it isn't fucking rocket science what I'm doing, right? It's not like I'm curing cancer with this money, and I'm
Wow.
using it for booze. And I'm like, you know what, let me lower it down. And I feel like I'm one of the few that actually went from like I used to have a $5, $10, $15, and I think I had a $25 tier, and I'm the only one that's gone out to like 2, 5, and 7. Like I lowered it even more. Like, nah, go for it, man. Because and the funny thing is, you're the second person that goes, hey, for that amount, and for the content that I put out,
It's worth it.
I know people are like, and people are like, well, I don't know. I'm like, for $2, that's you pay more for a cup of coffee now that you would pay for $2 for the content that gets distributed on Patreon right now.
I don't think you can buy anything for $2 now.
That's what I'm saying. And then for an additional $3 more, you get more out of it. And then for 7, you get bonus episodes and uncensored episodes and all that stuff. Like each one has their own little tier of what I put out. But I mean, so far the people that are on it are like, dude, this is so much content. Because they're like Whiskey Untitled is basically me at work talking to you guys about my personal stuff or my whatever the fuck I got going in my head. Because you're a creative person. You're constantly running. Like there's no shut off. And I found that like, you know what, let me talk. I got like a 2-hour gap. I can knock out like a good 15, 20 minutes of just what's going on randomly in my head. Whiskey Untitled. Boom. There you go. Put a conversation or like Concha. I mean, we've done episodes after the show. We're still got that energy going. And we do La Concha. Or we do another one called Below the Belt, which is conversations that we wouldn't even air on the free feed. And we're too embarrassed to like, oh fuck. And that's in the $7 tier. Like you got to pay extra for that one because sometimes their topics were like, yeah, I don't think it belongs even on the 2 or 5. And you got to pay 7 for that one. So you get a little bit of everything. So I know you're like maybe the second or third person that's kind of be like, you should raise it for what you're putting in. But I'm like, bro, for what people are paying nowadays for a fucking burger, like I went to Carl's Jr. this past Wednesday. For what I paid for a burger at Carl's Jr. is not even close to what the fuck you're paying for my Patreon. And I got a little bit out of it. You get more out of that.
I'm assuming you paid like $13, $14.
Paid almost $17 for a burger and fries and drinks. Yeah.
Gavin Newsom needs to go. Gavin Newsom needs to come out.
As I'm telling you, like for $7, you get all this stuff. And for the $7 one, that when we go live, I know that's another thing I was gonna announce here. Once a month, which I think it's next week, because that was our last episode for the month. Next week, it's actually this week. So starting March, because I'm not gonna do it now. Starting March, once a month, we're gonna go the full 2-hour durations. And if you sign up for the $7 Patreon, we'll give you a phone number you can call into the show.
Oh, nice.
Right. So you get to talk shit or whatever. And we'll give you like a time limit. Hey, we're gonna give you 3 minutes. What you got? What you want to talk about?
I'm tempted.
And stuff like that.
I'm tempted.
There you go. So I'm telling you, we're gonna do that starting the month of March. Once a month, we're gonna do a full duration. The only reason I'm waiting is because I need to put it intermission because obviously, you've heard the episode. We go for a full hour, and we usually take like a 5 to 10 minute break,
Uh-huh.
and then we get on for the second half. So obviously, I need to put a filler in there. So I'm working on some content and working on some stuff that I'm gonna put in between, only on the live show. Obviously, for all the free feed, you're gonna get a quick cut going into the second half.
Mm-hmm.
For the people watching on YouTube, you're gonna get a full duration plus an intermittent show.
I don't know if you guys are hearing this, but this is a really good deal.
There you go.
Good deal. This is on par with the meal that they got at McDonald's, where it's like you get more shit for your buck. You get more bang for your buck.
I'm like the McDonald's podcast, bro. Just
oh man, McRamble.
Ramble. I should do the McRamble. That should be another tier, the McRamble.
Ramble.
Then once a month, McRamble. You know how they got the McRib?
Yeah. Oh,
McRamble.
that shit's nasty. Oh god. Who eats the McRib? I don't know.
I'll do it once a month and I'll give you nastier episodes for the McRamble.
Oh man. I mean, hey dude, I talk all this shit on my podcast because, like I said, it's somewhat inspired by rambling. I'm
Thank you.
just free forming it. I'm saying the last episode I did, I literally talked about the girl that I was banging from this one part in Texas where she just was had sleep apnea, refused to get it fucking checked out, and then sounded like a fucking bear. I had a joke about it. I need to find it on the old episode because I need to put it out somewhere because it's a fucking hilarious joke that if I ever were to do stand up for 2 3 minutes, I would use that fucking joke.
There you
Um,
go.
but yeah, I mean, it all comes back around, bro. It's all inspired by you, and then we work together, and then we try to make our communities better, somewhat, you know. But sadly, it's the end of the road for both of us. Well, it's just this episode, but
All of us. Jesus Christ, am I gonna fucking find
we are
out tomorrow,
actually
though?
getting shot. Someone's coming through the door right now. I'm playing. We're gonna get Charlie Kirk. Nah.
Jesus, that's why I don't do live shows anymore. So I stopped doing lives. And
Turning a rambling point now.
Ramble Point.
Rambling point. That's funny.
Yeah, I just gotta put Ramble on everything.
We have so many. I have so many things to use this. The title of this episode. We will figure it out.
Yeah, well,
Um,
you have homework to do to figure out what the title of this episode is.
I think I know what. I think I know I'm gonna go with. But
Thank
again, bro, I appreciate you coming on. We've been
you,
talking
man.
about this for a minute. I'm glad we got it done and we got it settled. We got to talk. We do our thing. We both are shining through this episode. It's so much to where I'm glary and you're clear. Um, but yeah, bro, I appreciate you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
Like I
not at
said,
all, man.
it's always enjoyable. And I don't say this enough, but I'm starting to say it more, bro. But I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for so much for what you've done, for being a really good friend, for being a good podcast brother, and being a good twin. That to me, even though we are no longer connected by the hip, because we were
No.
conjoined twins.
Yeah, your mouth was on my cock.
And he's not laughing at all with this.
It's true though. That's why.
That's why. Yeah. Well, anyways,
Okay,
we're gonna end with that. But
that's a good
yeah,
ending.
you guys go ahead and check out Rambling Alcoholics. They, like I said, they're an OG of what they do. They have a lot of episodes. I don't even remember how many episodes they have, but
They were
it is
about
a
to do
lot. It's
365.
great. You said about bringing back two Utes. I don't know if that's a thing. If you were gonna think about that.
You know
Um,
what? I don't got time. I don't got time.
he doesn't have time anymore. But hopefully one day we'll come back with that. Um, but yeah, go ahead check out Rambling Alcoholics. You can find it streaming on all platforms. Go check out the Patreon. He's got so much content. It will make X videos look like a child's website. Um, just go ahead and follow them on social media. They're always on point, posting. Check out their YouTube. Follow them on YouTube. Just show them love, show them support. They talk the funniest shit. Shout out to Gary because Gary is holding it down. He's hilarious. Shout out to Mr. Lou. Shout out to Chris, aka Escalante. Shout out to all the LA people that used to fuck with me and don't fuck with me anymore. Shout out to Rancy with Ramos. Shout out to Kickback Podcast, Chris. Come back if you can, please. Just come back. Just come back to the podcast. You know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to that Redact, Mega Man. Shout out to him. You know what? Keep doing what you're doing because it's working for us. It's really working for us. We enjoy so much of the shit that you do. But yeah, it's obviously satire. But yeah, go check out Rambling Alcoholics. If you can, go check out some of the older episodes that I've done. I just dropped an episode with my friend David, where we talk about whatever we talk about. I forgot what we talked about on there. Go check out the other episodes that I've done. We are on the road to 200. And after that, we'll be on the road to 300.
There you go.
No trademark. But yeah, that's all from me. I'm assuming that's all from the cult leader, aka
Yes.
the cunt leader, aka the cunter in chief, and stuff like that. You have so many monikers. I don't even know anymore. Um,
Grand Wizard of Fuckery, the Chief Engineer, Shenanigans and Laughter.
what is a chief engineer?
I mean, I engineered the fucking show, right? So I'm the chief engineer, dude. The fuck? And produce and direct my own shows. The fuck? That's an engineer, bro. Come on,
Uh,
come on, dude. Read a book.
for you, but
Yeah.
all right, so we're gonna close with this. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for staying as long as you could. Again, go check out Rambling Alcoholics. Go ahead, check out Inside the Newsletter podcast. Go check out the other stuff that he's done. And we'll see you again for the next episode. Hopefully, if I don't get canceled from this. God bless, peace, and we'll see you guys later. Okay, cool. Also, who's the motherfucker that told you this?
It was Antonio Lopez and then Jose.
Oh, that fucking bitch. I knew it. He's a fucking... Nah, I'm just joking.
He's a dick diver for rambling, bro. Then Jose was like, hey, you saw this shit? I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, fuck, I didn't know this motherfucker did that shit. What the fuck? Because you know what it is? You know what? I don't know if you heard the past episodes. There was a moment in time I wasn't seeing everybody's shit. Like, there was things like, I was like, this was not posting shit. Like, yours? Like, I wasn't liking something. Like, I don't know if you know, there was like a moment where I was like liking a bunch of your shit.
Uh-huh.
It's because I don't see your shit.
I noticed that too on my podcast.
You know what
I
it
haven't
is?
been getting all that shit.
But you know what it is? If you start, I noticed, and it happened right now, this recently, right now, when Mega Man started looking at my shit, this motherfucker buys followers, so he infects your shit. So if he personally goes into your page and looks at your shit, he leaves behind little fucking cockroach bots.
Oh.
And then the algorithm gets fucked up because then Instagram thinks you're trying to fuck around. So what they'll do is that they'll cleanse your shit at the main time. They'll fucking make sure you don't look at any of us